It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Comedian Jeff Rothpan here in the studio with us.
Morning, Jeff.
Tonight's show veteran.
Thank you.
Let's go back. We like to find out about you as a little boy up there in Canada. How'd that go?
Well, it was all right. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. Every comedian says that, but I really mean it. I remember one time, this is absolutely true. When I was a kid, all these other kids got to go to the Barnum and Bailey Circus, and I remember begging my dad, please, I want to go. All the other kids are going. He said, no, we just can't afford it. Tickets are expensive. He ended up taking us to this Bob Circus. It was actually called, no, this is true.
Bob Circus.
Yeah, and it was in a mall parking lot. And what a difference when you go to a cheap circus. They had things like, I remember the guy yelling, and now huge midgets. What? What the hell is that?
They stand 5'10".
That's right. They're range from 5'8" to 6'2". The world's largest midgets. Look at them. Look at the size of these guys. Bunch of guys walking around.
That is a cheap circus, I'm telling you.
It was the worst.
Wow.
That was
one
Bob.
after another.
Bob Circus.
It was Bob.
Coming to a parking lot near
that's
you.
right.
I like it.
Oh yeah. There was just one after another. The bearded man. What the hell is that? It was like they were just making it up on the spot. And we all just sat there stunned. We couldn't believe it. They had. I think they actually had the talking mute. Hi. Dad, what the hell is this?
How does he do it?
He's amazing. He's a mute, yet he speaks. Dad, we go home. My dad made us sit through the whole thing. It was the worst circus. We had to sit there. My dad said, "I'd pay for this. You're going to sit through the circus and watch." And I think they had what else? Oh, they had the world's first stripeless zebra. It's a horse. A stinking horse, Dad. Hey! The Napa Auto Part. No, it's not, is it? Yes, it might be. Sure. It's the Bob and
Friday,
Tom
right?
Show.
I don't know. Let's do a Socratic method. Hi, what's your name, sir?
Hi there. Who are you?
I'm Josh Arnold. Hi, how are you?
What's that chair called?
This is the Orange Insoles sidekick chair.
How it gets orange, I notice.
Yeah, it's very orange, yeah.
Your name, sir?
I'm Chick McGee at the crazycockwine.com sports desk.
How come your voice is so high?
I don't know.
Okay.
Allergies are kicking my... And I've never been allergic to anything. But work... Hey-o, we're off.
Well, hello, my name is Tom, and yes, that was my car that I left on for an hour in the parking lot this morning, and then...
Again?
When coming back for coffee, I noticed, where are my lights on?
See?
Oh, my Lord.
Got to do something about this.
You guys, the last thing that should be happening is you two are friends. That's the last thing that should be happening.
Pat God would leave your car on all night last night again?
Not last night.
No, not last night.
See, I got to read. There's something. When you turn my car off, the radio stays on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine does.
Mine does, too.
Yes.
So I forgot that the...
What?
Yeah, then I came in.
When
and
you open the door, the radio goes off.
Right.
In my car.
Well, I guess all I know is
same brand.
All I know is I was coming back from a coffee from the other building, walking down the hallway, and I thought, that's weird. There's like a car out there. Lights are on. Oh, it's mine. So anyway, welcome to the show.
Wait a minute. You honestly did that today?
Yes, absolutely. I can prove it.
I have zero doubt. You don't.
Just after we
I
had
can prove it because look, I have my keys, which I never have in my pocket. during
That's
the show.
simply amazing.
We were just talking about it yesterday. I got to figure this out. I'm sure there's some adjustment, but welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us today, the 29th of May. The semi-quarantine continues.
You need to get a driver is what you need.
Worldwide. No, I don't. Had a nice drive-in. Almost hit a deer, of course.
Of course.
Tradition.
I don't believe you, but...
I haven't seen a deer in months.
Me either. I was just thinking that today, Pat.
Okay. Can we get Mark in here to verify the presence of the deer this morning?
In Tom's defense, yesterday I pulled in the parking lot and there were 3 deer all standing around Godwin's car.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm
well,
dead serious.
we know the
I
history
hope
of
they
Pat
were
Godwin
peeing
and
on
deer.
it.
Right.
Wasn't it within 6 months 2 deer?
They're planning their attack is what
Yes.
they're doing. They're having a meeting.
Did they lift their
the
leg
animal
to pee?
conspiracy. It's in the door.
Man.
How many deer have you hit? Maybe there is some sort of memorial.
2 in 2017.
See?
Total
Who
2
knows?
cars.
Maybe
Did you
they're
see the 2 deer this morning when you came in?
I told you I saw no deer this morning, Tom.
Who saw the 2 deer? Did you see him yesterday? Wait a minute.
Plain as day. Plain as day. He did not say that. No, you can't ask him again for him to change the answer. He's not going to do it.
Oh, I thought he said he saw 2 today. I saw the 2 when I came in this morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like seeing them.
They were the
All
lady
right.
deer, too.
Oh, how could you tell?
No
grabbed
horns. You familiar with that method, Josh?
I thought maybe there'd be a joke in there somewhere.
Oh, no. No, not at all. Didn't you say you saw a couple yesterday then?
No, I did not, Tom.
Oh, who was it, Ace?
It was me 30 seconds ago. Oh, Dean. Dean saying he
Oh
told
my
me.
goodness.
I'm taking a picture of them if I see them tomorrow.
I'm the one
That's how you're gonna crash. Oh, look, deer.
click.
Yeah. Click, bang.
And then you know what he'll say? You know what he'll say? Well, I was taking a picture. Oh, well, if you were trying to take pictures. while
Here,
you
wait a
drive-
minute. Testimony from Dean. He just wrote, I came in yesterday and complained that I saw 3 deer but didn't get a text from you. Aha!
They're probably the same deer that.
They live here. What do you think? They live right
of
around here.
course
That's why
they
we see
do.
them all the
They
time.
live outside, yeah.
Can't take it.
Well, thanks for they live outside.
Please
Thanks for the
stop.
clarification. I thought.
What do you mean they live here?
I thought they were living in my garage. The point is.
No. Don't you yell at Godwin for sounding insane, okay? That's nuts.
Sorry. What's happening? Coming up today, we have.
me.
We have a headline: ape body parts found in woods.
Ape
Ew.
or 8?
Ape.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
How about 8 body parts?
How queer? That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Not as crazy as you are, dude.
Yeah, we'll find out about. And Josh, no, it's not Bigfoot.
Well, we don't know that Bigfoot didn't attack the ape.
Yes, we do.
No, oh, all right.
Okay. We had a great story yesterday that I wanted to just revisit. Do you have the one about the lickable screen?
Yep.
If only just to
Right
get
here.
the names of these people out there. But this is the latest in technology and actual.
I don't know why we need this particular product, but
Are you kidding?
a researcher. Yes. No, I'm not kidding. What the hell? Are you going to carry a screen around with you?
Honestly, please tell me. Does he seem especially insane this morning, or is it
I
me?
don't-
Because I'm not feeling that great. So is he really crazy?
It's been an interesting first few
I
minutes.
didn't get much
Lord.
sleep last night either, so I'm with you. A researcher at Mihai University in Japan.
Stop right there.
Me high.
Mihai.
Me so high.
Me high. How about you? I know, Josh. I know when you were in
wasted.
college, you were pretty high most of the time, right? The keg stand. Josh is here. Now, what were you? Sir Party a lot? What was it again?
Sir Dude, the party night. Yeah, would make.
And can you explain to those that want to become Sir Dude
Absolutely.
Party
I
night?
would show up to a party typically with a 12-pack, and back then I could polish off a 12. I don't know how I did it. Well, maybe I gave some away, but I mostly. And once that 12-pack was gone, the box that it came in became my night helmet, where I would look through the slits of the handle. I would push it down over my head, and Sir Dude, the party night.
How did that work with the ladies? I'm guessing you went home alone a lot?
Oh, dude, the ladies.
Sir Dude, the party night.
But they loved it.
They loved
certainly,
it.
they loved when he showed up.
Sure.
He did not often go home with somebody.
Sir Lance, not much.
They just love to see him show up.
Okay.
Yeah, after a 12-pack, the dexterity and other things.
So it's Mihai University, which is interesting.
Yes. The screen can recreate tastes and flavors, and it was created by Homi Miyashita. Oh, God. The device
Now,
is called
Mr. Miyashita spells his name Miyashipa pause T-A.
Yes.
I wonder if that's been any of his English students have ever pointed out that.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Miyashita. Oh,
Really?
Mia just a farta.
Mia Gassy.
Very unfortunate.
The device is called the Noramaki synthesizer. It uses 5 gels that trigger the 5 different tastes when they make contact with the human tongue.
Weird.
A prototype of the Noramaki synthesizer has been used to experience the flavors of gummy candy to sushi.
Boy.
I don't know why you would need this thing.
No, some of the men were confused in the sushi one.
Right.
Me so horny. You know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking
Good news, Pat. You can finally taste a lady.
Oh, man. It's too early for this.
Oh, boy.
Finally taste the lady.
Well.
I know it's been a while. I'm sorry.
Hey, Tom and I are having a ball.
Yeah, you guys are just killing it.
We'll join in a second.
Okay.
Christy and I are waiting on a bus. I don't know what you guys are doing with.
I'm
Good
tired.
Lord. They're still laughing. Did we do the story? Shut up. Did we do the story about the Bigfoot photobomb, the $1 million listing? Did you see this? I saw
didn't
this.
see it.
No. I didn't see it.
A realtor said he put his home up for sale and put Bigfoot. He's like out on the patio reading a newspaper and
Yes,
stuff.
yeah. And again, a few photos, right? Or is it
Yeah,
just,
it's like
okay,
like you would see a regular listing for a $1 million home. Only Bigfoot is out by the pool. And he's reading the paper, and it's in upstate New York where
Could be.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
I like the ones where they have the inadvertent nudity. You know what I'm talking about, Christy?
Well, that very rarely happens, but sure, that's the greatest part about looking at real estate listings, which I do every day, because you never know what you're going to see in some people's homes. Some people don't really clean for the realtor photos, if you know what I mean.
Coldwell Banker, 5649 Hillside Drive in Felton, California.
Oh, okay.
Here's Bigfoot out on the screened-in porch.
Yeah.
He's looking out into the woods.
Gets people to pay attention.
That's right. And there he is inside doing a little yoga in the well-appointed basement. That's all right, right? All right.
Isn't real estate super hot right now?
Depends on your area, but yeah, it's amazing to me.
Are a lot of people looking to move out
A
of
lot
certain
of people.
cities permanently?
Yeah.
Josh, explain what Bigfoot's doing there.
Well, look at that. He's pulling some muffins out of an oven. Isn't that nice?
Got a chef's cap on.
Yeah, he sure
Hat on. There you go.
does. What an incredible costume.
Isn't that
That
amazing?
is a great costume.
That's like my dream gorilla costume, only in a
That
Bigfoot
is
world.
very nice. Coming up in the news,
a nice
Christy, what do we got going on today?
Oh, we have a lot going on today. Let's take a look, shall we?
Please.
We have a turtle that crashed through the windshield of a car in Georgia.
Has anybody seen this?
I've seen this.
No,
It's
this almost happened to me.
unbelievable.
And it,
What?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, hang on a second. And it was wedged in the windshield.
Oh, no.
And the legs started moving, and the lady was screaming. She thought it was an alien attack.
An alien attack.
She didn't know what had happened.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
It was super creepy.
Super creepy.
Also, in the category, no one was waiting for this. Necco wafers are back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Stop holding your breath now.
Yeah.
All the taste of a nickel you found on the floor of a Subway.
And if you've always wanted to taste a 1762 bottle of cognac, you could get one. It's up for sale.
And coming up, we have an excuse to play the following. I'm very excited about this. We played some pretty cool stuff yesterday from the past, but Josh, do you remember this one?
Oh, sure, yeah.
The theme to,
Get smart.
and there's a really good reason to be playing this
I
morning.
hope so.
Okay.
No, it's excellent.
Other than
shoe
your little memory world over there.
Without saying it, the second most famous object on that show besides the shoe phone.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I know what it
think
is.
I do know what it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
can you imagine how that would apply in today's culture with curtains? Yes, okay,
Right.
thank you very much. I think we've solved that problem. Also, coming up, we're going to revisit some pretty cool stuff, including, did you see the Hot Pockets story?
Yes, I did.
Hot Pockets legitimately in the news today.
Right.
We'll find out about that, and we'll visit with our friend Jim
And a condom
Gaffigan.
cookbook.
The condom cookbook.
Sort of.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you don't cook with,
Not
We'll
toaster,
find out.
Not toaster strudels, is it?
Excellent.
You know
All right,
what?
now.
That's good, chicks.
We were talking yesterday with Al Jackson about the importance of keeping up yourself. Just taking care of yourself right now.
Being an adult, getting up and starting
Yeah.
the day, even though you're just going to be in the living room.
Yeah, not just sweatpants all the time, and shaving is an important part of that in your grooming. I know I had a great shave this morning. Thank you very much. Thanks to Harry's Razors. Harry's has your grooming needs covered, not to mention your safety, because you can get Harry's delivered right to your house, and we have the best offer ever from the Harry's Razor guys. You know the Harry's story? A couple guys said, what are we paying too much for? Did some research and found out we were paying double what we should be paying for those razor refills. Then they took the time and trouble to design the best razor ever. And I'm not kidding. This is, there's so much terrible design. Ever buy those cheap razors and it's like this thin, spindly handle? No, the Harry's Razor's got a beautiful, it's like a perfect paintbrush. Why is that important? Because you're putting sharp blades next to your face. I'm going to make this as simple as I can. And this is the best offer ever. For $3, and free postage. Harry's will send you the Harry's kit. This is $5 off the normal price for the trial set if you use the code Bob and Tom at Harry's.com. You get the great Harry's razor with the aforementioned terrifically shaped, weighted, well-designed handle. The foaming shave gel, the travel cover for $3 plus. The shipping is how much, Josh?
It's free.
It's free. So you don't have to go to the drugstore. You don't have to get behind Hacky McPlague in front of you. Do I have a fever? No. Just get it sent right to your house. Take it out of the box, and you're ready to go. Harry's. Try out Harry's, and you can sign up and get them delivered whenever you want. It's that simple, and it's just a smart idea, cutting out the middleman with some great steel and a great price. Once again, you get the razor, the weighted handle, the foaming shave gel, the travel cover, $3, free shipping, Harry's.com. There's no reason not to try it today. So when I'm done talking about it, take some time. Harry's.com. Use the code Bob and Tom. Get yourself a great shave. Coming up, we have a lot of exciting stuff. Now, in the world of sports, what's happening?
Well, we've got some NFL goings on. Chase Elliott won the NASCAR race last night in Concord, home of the grapes. That's right. Thank you. And at last, Josh, soccer has returned to Denmark.
Oh, thank goodness.
I have no idea what's going on.
First step. We'll find out about how it happened when we come back.
Top 3 Danishes.
Oh, wow.
Cream cheese.
That's right. That is correct. Yep.
And
Strawberry?
No.
And third is cream cheese.
Okay, good. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. This is Bob and Tom's program, 24/7.
Hey, Mark Allison here with you on a Friday. It's May 29th, 2020, and on the way this morning, comedian relationship expert Allie Breen via Zoom from New York City, and comedian Jimmy Schubert on the way as well. We'll catch up with Jimmy, see what he's been up to, both via Zoom. Socially distancing here at the Bob and Tom Show. Hope you have great plans for the weekend, but until we get to there, stand by and laugh with us on a Friday morning right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. You know what Alice Cooper's been doing to pass the time during social isolation? Tap dancing. Cooper tells Billboard magazine he's got a friend who does a tap dancing class online every Wednesday, so he and the whole family do the class on plywood in the backyard. Alice Cooper says his wife and daughters are professional dancers, so they're way ahead of him, but, quote, every Wednesday is tap night. Cooper also has just released a single called Don't Give Up. Harry Connick Jr. and his daughter, filmmaker Georgia Connick, lead an all-star celebration for essential workers during the outbreak. The Connicks traveled from Connecticut to Louisiana in an RV to hear the stories of people keeping our country moving during the pandemic. The Connicks had a minimal crew and extensive safety precautions. Among the performers on the special are John Fogerty, Dave Matthews, Tim McGraw, and Branford and Wynton Marsalis. The special, called United We Sing, a Grammy salute to the unsung heroes, will air June 21st on CBS. Actors Rosie Perez and Chris Rock will star in ads urging New Yorkers to wear face coverings and to get tested for the coronavirus now that testing is more widely available. Rock joked he was tested before yesterday's news conference with Governor Andrew Cuomo and added, quote, I got a 65. He admits he doesn't confront people he sees on the street who aren't wearing masks. Instead, he said he gives them a nice side eye. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
A herd of cattle and 2 bulls are in a field grazing. A tornado comes along.
Uh-oh.
All the cows get blown over. But the bulls are still swinging and eating the grass. After the storm, the cows gather around the bulls and say, why don't you guys get knocked over? And the bulls laugh and say, we bulls wobble, but we don't fall down.
Weebles wobble. Okay.
Weebles wobble.
Weebles wobble, yeah.
But we don't fall down.
Yes.
I knew, first of all, the longest setup.
We were listening to the setup like we were watching a high wire ad.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Bob. And this is Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Figaro Lapiu, Are you like me? Do you love to eat, but sometimes your food does not love you back? Oh my, that is quite unpleasant, is it not? Here at the Frigamall Industries, we have developed a pill that will take the stink out of... Of course, we cannot muffle the noise, but we can eliminate that embarrassing, eye-watering, wallpaper-peeling aroma. You will still hear the... But the aroma will be a designer fragrance chosen especially for you. We have country pine, potpourri, musk, and my personal favorite, sea breeze. Feel the mist on your face. We call this modern miracle pill flatulence. I'm going to sing for you now. If you're a gentleman or a debutante, go out and get yourself some flatulence. Your gas can smell like roses. No need to hold your noses. You can rip one off when you want it. If your belly's an inferno, just like Dante, and you're sitting in a crowded restaurant, feel free to go boom boom. You won't clear the room. They'll think your farts are ever so fragrante. Everybody sing.
Flatulence, go ahead and toot. Flatulence, the air you won't pollute. You're pulling your own finger 'cause you want to cut the cheese.
Now you're breaking wind so much your ass gives off a breeze.
Darling, I've never seen you looking so lovely.
So perfect.
This is a great
622 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you, legendary Ace Cosby. We have Christy Lee with a quick forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weekend weather brought to you by CarX. Thunderstorms possible till midday, then clearing in a high of 74. Tonight, clear down to 53. Sunshine 72 Saturday. Sunshine 71 Sunday. And it's 64 currently.
Thank you very much. So a great-looking weekend.
Great
in essence.
looking weekend.
Maybe a little bit of a shower this morning, but that's finally
midday-ish.
Some great news. Thank you very much, Christy Lee.
My pleasure.
Details coming up on some reopenings of some concerts. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Welcome back. Thanks very much for joining us. Let's see now. Josh is over there. Mm-hmm. You can see him. It's unbelievable. To the introduction, he's mid-sip.
He's taking over for Chick.
Mid-gulp. Josh is going to sit in for Chick. Chick's heading home. He's not feeling 100% today, so he will be exiting what is the crazycockwine.com sports desk. We're not going to ask Josh to move over to the sports desk, though, because he's so comfortable in the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair.
Yeah.
Plus, he doesn't want to get the germs that might be left.
I don't want to get the faking, whatever he is.
Okay, good.
Making up.
Christy Lee is in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. Pat Godwin's chuckling.
I don't know what happened.
Over there in his little office, which is around the corner, as Christy has dubbed it, the around the corner where the fudge is made studio.
Yeah, the restrooms right there.
Yeah, it's right across from the restroom.
Yeah, and of course, our engineer is the legendary Ace Cosby. It's good to see you, Ace. And by the way, I should point this out. Ace is at the OmahaSteaks.com Ace Cosby Joke of the Day desk.
Yeah.
And you can watch us on YouTube and subscribe.
Oh, you can subscribe to the Bob and Tom YouTube channel. It's free. Check that out, please. Now, a couple things I want to mention also coming up today. Comedian Jimmy Schubert.
Wow, we haven't heard from him in a while.
Veteran stand-up.
Love Jimmy.
Yeah.
Comedy, the mayor of Philadelphia, is what they call him, or at least in the bars, which he closes virtually every night. Also, we'll talk with Allie Breen, find out what's going on in the world of sex in the city, if you will.
Okay.
She's hot. She's loose. They're on the loose.
That's not very nice.
I didn't mean loose.
Yeah, she's on the loose.
Yes,
Yeah,
on
all
the
right,
loose.
yeah.
So looking for Mr. Right.
It's hard to look for Mr. Right when you're stuck in your apartment.
Yeah, well, she's in New York City, so not a lot of activity going on right there.
Windbags flooding in, Tom.
Oh, now what? Already?
Yeah, and boy, oh boy, are they coming in. You mentioned the deer in the parking lot.
Right.
And how, well, you mentioned the deer don't have, the female deer don't have antlers. Well, apparently, no deer have antlers this time of year. They shed them every year, and they grow new ones during the summer. So,
Oh, I had no
who's
idea.
to say? Yeah.
So those could be boy deer out
They
there?
could be.
Could be, yeah.
Okay, I had no idea.
They are harmless.
But they're right there when you turn into the parking lot every morning.
They typically.
I guess
love
I
to
scared
hang
them
out right
away,
there.
and then I scared them away this morning because there was a car running in the parking lot all morning.
Oh, whose car was that?
Mine. I forgot to turn it off when I got here. I noticed it an hour later when I was walking back from getting some cream from my coffee.
Did
I
you
noticed there were some lights on in the parking lot.
Not learn anything from Pat?
I know.
earlier this
Mr.
week?
Godwin had that problem just yesterday.
Yeah, Wednesday morning, actually.
Yeah,
boy.
Now, we also had the double yolk controversy. I was saying that I bought a dozen eggs and they were all double yolks.
So you've said this happens several times. This has happened several times.
I didn't realize this. There are places that will deliberately pack up a dozen double yolk eggs for you.
I see.
And I just got them by accident. But you can go online and
Did we ever determine how they know they're double yolks?
Yeah, they can. There's a light they can shine on them and look in there.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah. Here we have a texter. Your double yolk questions. I live in North Georgia, huge poultry area. My aunt used to go by the plant where they harvest the chicken eggs and pick up the double yolk eggs. So some people don't like them, but
I wouldn't.
Why not?
It's a little creepy.
I don't like
What's creepy
yolks.
about them?
I don't know.
So you don't like? So you don't
I've
like
always
twins?
thought it was.
I like
No, I love
twins. What
twins.
that's nothing to
Same
do.
thing.
Me in trouble.
Absolutely. I think discriminating against twins is wrong.
my
I think so too.
I would love twins.
So you hard boil your eggs so you get double yolks in them?
Yeah, how does that work when you hard boil them?
I've never hard boiled double yolk egg.
Oh, you got to do
I didn't
that.
know they were. I remember the first I cracked open. I go, look, it's a double yolk, and then so was the next one. I was stunned. So I Googled it. It's a thing.
And this happens several times to you.
Yeah, apparently I was buying the double yolk eggs and didn't know it. But you can buy these out there. If you don't believe me, search it. Okay, let's move on. You have another windbag over there already?
No, they were all about the deer.
Okay, great. What else have you got over there, Josh? You're sitting in for Chick. You got any sports?
Let me step over to Chick's desk and get
He
them.
didn't hand them to you? I thought he picked them up and handed them to you.
No, he handed me other papers that were completely.
Well, I'll give you a chance to review that then, because we have a couple requests that I wanted to get to. First off, why don't we do this story early? There's a story about Christy. I think I gave it to you about a restaurant. I think it's in France, where they are self-isolating people with a gigantic bubble that they put over your head.
A restaurant in Paris has been testing giant lampshade-like plastic shields for dining during the pandemic. These so-called Plexiglass barriers are individual plastic domes that are suspended from the ceiling and surround a would-be diner. The makers of the Plexiglass said they have received more than 200 pre-orders from around the world. Boy, 200, huh?
So not a lot, I guess.
No.
That's one cheesecake factory.
Would you?
Yeah.
What's the point of dining out if you're dining by yourself in a dome?
Have you seen a picture of this?
No, but I'm going to look it up right now.
It's imagine a giant plastic cup, but the funniest part is in the picture, the man's on one side, he's got his own dome,
right?
And then the lady sitting across from him, she has her own.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
And they're suspended from the ceiling, so it looks in effect like two giant clear lampshades.
Yep.
And they're in some fancy French restaurant. I imagine it would be the talking would be somewhat muffled, if nothing else.
Are they cone shaped?
They're
kind of. So it reminded me of the famous cones of silence from Get Smart.
Hilarious.
Yes.
And Get Smart was also famous, as you mentioned, for
the shoe phone.
The shoe phone. Way ahead of its time.
99?
Missed it by that much.
That's great.
I loved that show.
Me too.
This would certainly make, this is in Paris, right? This would certainly make that, what's that great scene? Oh, the spaghetti scene in The Lady and the Tramp?
Yeah. It'd be impossible. You couldn't do it.
Wouldn't be quite as exciting as you heave pasta on the plastic in front of you. I don't think this is going to work.
I can't imagine why you would want to go out.
Yeah.
You couldn't talk. You couldn't.
The other one we saw was also from Europe, and those were little glass houses.
Mm-hmm.
They looked like huts.
Little greenhouses, if you will.
And at least that way, you could at least communicate with the party that you were with. Because
Yeah.
isn't the idea that you're already exposed to those people?
Sure.
So it's okay to be around them.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're on a first date or something, it might be all right. But
This won't.
Well, Josh, I know you'd like it because no one could steal your fries.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Reach over and
they'd have to lift up the cones.
I may even electrify mine. Keep wandering hands.
What's your policy on that on a first date? Do you think you have take your fries rights right off the bat, or does that have to be established?
I don't care that much.
At what point does someone have to say, "Hey, can I try one of your fries?"
I'm fine with it right away.
If you're on a first date, you sit down,
fine.
and all of a sudden she reaches over, grabs one of your fries, you go, "Hey!"
I would probably make a joke, but I would be fine with it. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't really bug. Oh, that would bug you.
I don't know. I think it's a little presumptuous, don't you, on your first date?
That's kind of what I like about it. I kind of like that.
Kind of bold.
Yeah.
Sassy.
It is
Yeah,
bold.
I like that it's a sassy, bold move.
Oh, she'll grab that.
Like she's joking around, having
Yeah,
fun.
that's right.
I'll move the plate to my lap and.
And you throw a baked potato at her. And
Wouldn't it be funny if she takes one of my fries, I reach over and just grab her steak?
start munching on it, no silverware.
That's an aggressive move.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
I see.
Christy, since we're reviewing while Josh preps his sports, do you have the story? This is a great story out of Canada. Yesterday, a guy received a package, and it turns out it was something he had ordered 8 years ago.
Right.
That
Brylcreem.
somehow got lost in the post, but it arrived, and there it was. But what was really odd about the story was he was ordering a product called Brylcreem.
Yes, he ordered it in 2012. It was delivered just the other day. So 8 years later, he gets his tube of Brylcreem.
And I didn't know they even made that stuff anymore.
I wasn't aware they did either, but
Did you know? Have you ever heard of Brylcreem, John?
Yes, I had heard of it. I wasn't quite sure what it was. I knew it went in your hair. I didn't know if it was a gel or a.
it's a styling product.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's very thick, yeah.
And I don't know if they still make it, but this guy
look
wanted
that
it for
up.
whatever reason, and it's kind of a Twilight Zone episode. Like he ordered it in 1964, and then it arrived just last year. But I couldn't help but remember the jingle.
Oh God.
A Brylcreem, a little dabble, do you? And for those that do the New York Times crossword puzzle, you might recall recently it showed up as one of the answers. So someone is still aware of this. You want to hear it? Here we go.
Brylcreem, a little dabble do ya? Or watch out, the gals will all pursue ya.
Now from the makers of Brylcreem, a word to the ladies.
Ladies.
The gals will all pursue you.
Of course. Yes, Brylcreem is still out there.
Unlatch that baby from your nipple and have a listen real quick.
Put some shoes on. Get out of the kitchen.
They definitely updated the look of the Brylcreem too, but yeah, it's still available. They've been around since 1928. It was first introduced.
It's not as hip as it used to be.
Well, they've got a really hip website, and they're trying to be.
Oh,
Yeah,
poor bastards. at
famous
Brill.
for timeless slick back look that keeps hair perfectly in place. Yeah, I mean the guy's
and
a hipster-looking dude.
Didn't the Vitalis people refer to it as that greasy kid stuff?
Oh, that's what they would call.
That was the Vitalis
Without
people?
calling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here you go.
Brylcreem, a little dabble do ya? Brylcreem, you look so debonair. Brylcream, the gals will all pursue ya. They'll love to get their fingers in your hair.
Yeah,
yes.
they're good for the Brylcreem
haunting
people.
about it.
Do you think
89 years they've
Do you
been
like rubbing your fingers through the hair of a man with, as they say, product in it?
Not particularly, but
Your fingers come away all greasy.
yeah,
Isn't there a beard wax thing going on, obviously, for hipster beards?
oh sure, that's a big
That
deal.
must be popular.
There was also a product called Butch Wax.
Yeah.
Butch Wax was like I think it was a stick.
I don't know.
Yeah. Seriously, it was
How would you wear that stick?
it was like chapstick.
Saved like a softball bat.
It was
it a
for
golf club?
men. God.
No, if you had a crew cut, they'd
Yeah.
leave it a little longer in the front.
Oh, that's how they would do that?
Yes.
Like little mini bangs.
So the butch, they would just take this,
you'd stroke it up, and you'd have this little.
Okay.
And that kind of had a comeback there for a while.
Yes.
In fashion. But yeah, it was definitely called butch wax.
This is pretty funny. Butch wax, fashion statement or dangerous weapon?
But yeah, that's indeed that was
because you
indeed
could
an actual
spike your
product.
hair up.
So I didn't know Brylcreem was still out there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, very.
Isn't Dick Hitzwater sitting in for Butch Wax one more?
Oh, we can make sure that happens.
I want to see that happen.
Did you figure out sports?
Yes, yeah, we do have Chick. My gosh, he did scrape together a few news items here. NFL owners approved several rules on Thursday without accepting an alternative to the onside kick, rather. Owners have tabled a proposal that would have offered a 4th and 15 play as an alternative to the onside kick. Was Chick pro this?
I think so.
I think he was too, and you were against it, right?
No, you don't change the basics of the game.
Atlanta Falcons president Rich McKay said there were more clubs receptive to the onside kick alternative than in the past, but it'll be further explored and likely brought up again. They've also expanded use of video replay in the preseason to aid in officiating, and they increased the number of players who may be designated for a return from the injured list during a season from 2 to 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have skipped that one.
These are big steps there.
Footnote.
Well, for the first time in its 124-year history, Boston Marathon canceled.
Oh,
man. Ending a 124-year run that had persisted through 2 world wars, a volcanic eruption. A volcanic eruption? Near Boston? What was it?
I'm unclear on that.
That makes no sense. I think Chick's throwing you off.
He typed it. And the only thing I can think about is maybe the Rainforest Cafe had a snafu.
You better proofread these.
Yeah, and even another pandemic. The event usually draws 30,000 runners and over 1 million spectators, originally scheduled for April 20th. It was postponed to September 14th.
Josh, this was the year you were going to do it. You got to be really pissed.
April 20th, I'd still be running it. They announced on Thursday the race would not be held in person this year. Instead, they're going to have a Zoom Boston Marathon.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm making that up. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm not. It says the Boston
This is
Marathon.
great because I thought Chick didn't proofread these.
Chick's in the parking lot howling right now.
Poor Josh gets this thrown in his face 2 minutes ago. Give him a break.
It says it will take place virtually between September 7th and the 14th. A downloadable toolkit will include a printable finish line and winner's tape.
This is the Rosie Ruiz home kit.
And a pair of Depends you get with it.
Boy.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that with their minis and their
Now you can choose where you the random yard you choose to defecate in.
You have to provide proof of running 26.2 miles. Man, I guess all the proof I would send in would be the lung that I coughed up.
I have a girlfriend that did a mini in her home. She just ran around her house. 13.1 miles.
Yeah, we had a guy
and she has a small house inside.
Remember there was a guy that did it in Russia in a small room?
Yeah, it was balcony, wasn't it, or something weird
Yeah,
like that?
so times are odd. It's a shame, but we got what volcanic eruption affected the Boston Marathon?
I don't know. No idea.
I'm looking. I'm trying to find it.
Volcanoes in New England that
No.
one of the Berkshires cap its.
Well, it said it didn't affect the marathon.
Right. Well, I mean, the marathon
went on.
Well, I mean, what if Krakatoa goes off? Would that have?
Yeah, is that what they're doing here?
It does say 2 world wars, a volcanic eruption, and even another pandemic.
You could throw anything in there. You could go.
There wasn't a volcano in Boston.
The race ran on in spite of the assassination of a president. You could throw any event in there.
Right. That's not fair.
That's ESPN wrote the story that way.
The race went on in spite of the 4th birthday of Tom's daughter.
In spite of that huge wave in Hawaii.
Now, it's time for a nice glass of wine, or in this case, a nice can of wine. Crazy Cock Wine.
Oh, boy.
Put yourself on a sunny beach. Get out there and get those UV rays killing the CV. Kayak in a lake, and you don't want to take glass with you. That's why Crazy Clock Did I say Crazy Clock?
You did, yeah. It's Crazy Clock.
Crazy Clock. No, it's Crazy Cock. Canned wine.
That's right. You really hit the C on that one. It's our favorite premium wine, isn't it?
Now,
Of course it is.
Our wine expert is Christy Lee.
Well, I don't know if I'm an expert, but I certainly enjoy it.
And Crazy Cock makes a sparkling white and sparkling rosé. In fact, which one do you have right in front of you there, Josh?
I've got the dry white.
Okay. It's made by Gibson Wine Company. They've been making quality wines in the California vineyards for 80 years. Originally, they designed Crazy Cock for, of course, South Carolina's college football fans. But since it was so crazy good, they decided to make it for everybody. So now ask your retailer to start stocking Crazy Cock wine. Crazy Cock canned wines are great wines to be enjoyed anywhere you go. They're convenient and recyclable. They'll fit in any cooler or backpack, and they can be taken to the park or to the beach. Look for Crazy Cock cans at a market near you, and look carefully at the cover.
Why?
It's a beautiful painting.
Yes.
And that's a crazy rooster there with one of the weird eyes.
Yeah.
You know who's in that eye, don't you?
I do, but you got to find out.
You got to figure it out.
Okay.
If you can't find it at the store, go online, crazycockwine.com, make it to order, and tell the local retailer that Bob and Tom Show says, stock Crazy Cock wine, please. Leave your glass and wine opener at home. Get some Crazy Cock wine. Pop it in the cooler. That's crazycockwine.com. Thank you so much. Now,
I have an update on that volcanic eruption if you'd like to know.
well, when
what
we
it
come
is.
back, we'll get that. And also, do you know what a kookaburra is?
Yeah, bird. Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a bird.
Isn't it an Australian bird?
Yeah.
And there's kookaburra in the news. We'll come back with that. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Just got to get a hold of us. Call.
Hi, Chick McGee here at the old compound. And they want me to tell you about bobandtom.com, where you can join and be a Bob and Tom VIP. And all the swell stuff that you get to be a part of because you're a VIP.
What kind of stuff?
All sorts of things.
Like what?
There are club meetings, and there are decoder rings, and and secret handshakes. And also go to bobandtomstore.com, where you can get Bob and Tom hats and sweatshirts, t-shirts, and shorts, socks. We have socks. I'm not sure about the socks. But yeah, bobandtomstore.com for Bob and Tom stuff, and then bobandtom.com to join the VIP. The VIP, you also get the Off the Air podcast. Come on by and visit, okay? bobandtom.com, bobandtomstore.com.
Hi, man, this is Donnie Baker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning. It's Friday, May 29th. I'm Mark Allison, relationship expert Allie Breen, and comedian Jimmy Schubert on the way, both via Zoom, on a Friday right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. And remember, for every dollar spent at the Bob and Tom Show, bobandtomstore.com for the foreseeable future goes directly to Feeding America. Buy now and buy often. Just go to bobandtomstore.com. Check out all the cool merchandise we have. Hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and again, every dollar goes to Feeding America. You can help feed America and look cool in a Bob and Tom hat as well. I'm Mark Allison with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Chase Elliott capped a busy stretch for NASCAR by winning the Alsco uniforms at Charlotte Motor Speedway yesterday, finishing 2.2 seconds ahead of Denny Hamlin. Elliott reeled in Kevin Harvick with 27 laps remaining and closed out his first Cup victory of the season. Ryan Blaney third, followed by Ricky Stenhouse and Kurt Busch. The rain-delayed event closed a frantic 12-day period that featured 4 Cup races, 2 each in North and South Carolina. Organizers have canceled the Boston Marathon for the first time in its 124-year history due to social distancing requirements of the coronavirus outbreak. The race had endured through 2 world wars, a volcanic eruption, and a previous pandemic. The race draws a field of 30,000 and had already been postponed from April 20th to September 14th. Organizers determined that it would be canceled for the first time in its 124-year history. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell hopeful coaches will be able to return to their team facilities by next week. Goodell also said during the owners' conference call the virtual offseason is being extended for 2 more weeks. NFL Executive Vice President of Communications, Public Affairs, and Policy Jeff Miller said the league's first consideration is, of course, the health and safety of the public and the players and the employees and the people who will be participating. There you have it, your sports update for Friday. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
A jogger in Australia has been caught pooping in a community garden.
And now here's Pat Godwin with In an Aussie Poopin' Garden.
Go ahead.
In the rain.
He's got a song.
I'd like to be jogging carefree and poop in an Aussie's garden by the street. Oh, don't use a loo for a little secret poo. In an Aussie's poopy garden, watch your feet. And we can go on if you'd like.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chick McGee, and this is my first song. It's a song about something I'm very familiar with. My life as a ladies' man. Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I know that. Tell me something I don't know. Of that nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. I'm a sex machine. Stanky.
Nasty stuff.
That's right. I am bad.
Oh, yeah. You bad. You bad. You bad.
I am a bad ass.
You bad.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Testify.
I'd give that a right on, brother.
Word up.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're saying. Oh my goodness. I'm feeling it. I dance as good as I walk. And frankly, I'm a little frightened. Lay it on me, ladies.
He can't get enough.
Give it up.
He can't get enough.
Give it up for the Mac Daddy.
He can't get enough.
I can't get enough.
Of that nasty stuff.
Nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. Oh my goodness.
Nasty stuff.
This has never happened before. I apologize.
Nasty stuff.
Does anyone have a towel or a moist towelette? Well, thanks for the bump and grind. I've got to bust a move. Peace out.
Nasty stuff.
All day, all night, all Bob and Tom. This is Bob and Tom.
47 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
The legendary voice of Ace Cosby. Thank you, Ace. And we grabbed the equally legendary voice of Christy Lee with a quick forecast.
Q95, Fox 59 weather. We have thunderstorms possible right around midday, but then clearing and a high of 74. Tonight, clear skies 53, sunshine 72 Saturday, sunshine 71 on Sunday.
How about that?
We deserve that. Currently 64.
We were all set to go to the drive-in last night.
Yeah?
And then the clouds opened up. But drive-ins open this weekend. Check local listings.
Sure.
All right. Welcome back. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll go around the horn. Ace Cosby, of course, is our engineer.
Hello, friends.
Ace is, of course, the proprietor of the Omaha Steaks presents the Ace Cosby Joke of the Day, brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. Yep. It's a little cumbersome.
Omaha Steaks Comedy Corner.
Well, we'll work on that. The point is, Father's Day is just around the corner. If you think your dad wants a tie, think again. Want some steaks?
Yes, he does.
Some burgers, some dogs. Let's see, where was I? Oh, Josh is in the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair. Christy, of course, in the next room behind the glass.
Hi, everybody.
The Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. Check a little under the weather today. He would ordinarily be sitting in the crazycockwine.com sports chair. And when that phone rings, it's the track line. Wow, this is great. Track phone hotline. Is it going to ring right now? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
All right.
And Josh kind of sitting at the sports desk. I think we're going to call my son Willie and have him zoom in
Oh, good.
And maybe do some sports for us in the meantime.
Hell, what did I already fail the audition?
Well, that first one was fairly pathetic.
It wasn't his fault.
The content?
Poor Josh.
My good.
Oh, yeah, the volcanic eruption actually happened in Iceland.
So once again,
in 2012.
Explain why we're talking
Wait a
about a volcanic eruption again.
Yeah.
Josh.
Well, because they claimed that the Boston Marathon, which sadly has been canceled for the first time in its 124-year history, has survived such things as 2 world wars and another pandemic and a volcanic eruption.
Yeah, the volcanic eruption in Iceland grounded air travel and prevented many European runners from coming to Boston for the marathon.
I mean, that was it? Why would
Yep, that was it. That's why they brought it up.
Wow, and it survived that year, huh?
Can't believe it.
They could have brought up pretty much anything.
Yeah, they could have.
Any event in history. Okay, so,
Right.
Yes.
How many runners suppose were in the first Boston Marathon?
Yeah, I don't know.
1900, how many guys wanted to run 36 miles? Seriously?
And they're all in suits.
Fedoras.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so this year's Boston Marathon, it will only take place virtually. And I guess it's on the honor system.
Yeah, you have to prove. You have to prove it some way.
But you get your bib and you get,
Well, they're it says they're sending you a downloadable finish line.
Yeah.
That's right. You can print it out, put it up.
So it's like one 8x12 piece of 8x11, and you got to run through that.
Probably need a lot of tape.
Yes.
Do 4 or 5.
I win again.
Woo.
You just go print it out at CVS.
Okay. All right.
Long receipts, you see.
Yeah, I got it.
It's a hacky premise. I thought you guys would have jumped on that a little sooner.
Needed more setup.
Yeah, I wasn't getting deep text.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
I thought it was you don't want to go to the drugstore because there are people hacking. No. Okay, thank you.
That's where I get my toilet paper with the receipt. Hey!
Okay. Well, Josh, do you want to try one more sports story, or do you want me to? Because we can have Willie do it. I can email it to him. And,
Oh, jeez.
Well, what would you prefer? I mean, why would I?
Well, there's Willie. Hey, Willie, how's it
Hey,
going?
Will.
Hey, good morning. How y'all doing?
Morning.
Hey, Willie.
Hi, Willie.
My son Willie's a comedian, lives in Chicago, and he's in his apartment by himself. And you got a shirt on. That's good. Hope we can wake you up.
No, I did not. I'm up early.
Okay. Now, first off, how's the mustache going?
It's bad. I'm shaving it off this weekend. I gotta get rid of it.
No. If you're going to shave it off, do it on the air.
No, yeah.
Look at it. Look at this island of no hair over here. It's not great.
That's in Brazil, right?
Island of no hair.
And then are you doing a little chin thing also?
I'm kind of just letting everything grow in, and I thought that if the mustache was in kind of heavy, the sides would grow in a little evenly, and it did not. I just look very creepy. It's not a good look.
Okay, and what's behind you?
Just a bunch of stuff. There's a pillow. There's a shirt. That's the chair where I keep all my stuff. I have a backpack.
Yeah,
I
there you
have a hat. There's a lot of stuff over there.
Okay, doesn't look particularly. I figured you'd have a lot of time to keep the apartment clean. Apparently, I was wrong. Okay, well, no, I sent you a couple sports
Leave him
stories.
alone,
Did you get them?
Dad.
I did get the sports stories.
Well, Josh failed the audition, so why don't you give it a shot and see what you can do? What have you got over there in the world of sports?
Today in sports, a dog holds 6 tennis balls in its mouth, now holding a Guinness World Record. A golden retriever in New York State has officially set the Guinness World Record for most tennis balls held in the mouth by a dog.
Now, this dog has been they've been trying to get this made official for quite some time. Have you seen the picture?
I'm fine.
It's the sweetest dog ever.
So 6
tennis balls. Have you seen? It's a sweet dog.
Well, of course it's a sweet dog. It's a dog. All dogs are sweet, but so what?
What do you mean, so what? Well, all the stupid records Chick reads all the time. David Rush and his
Wait a minute.
throwing.
He doesn't want to read those.
You're the big David Rush fan.
I think this dog has no chance of holding this record once David Rush gets news of it. I think he's going to take this record away.
Right.
It's the sweetest dog. It's a big golden retriever.
You just have golden retriever bias. Let's admit it.
That's the best
That's
dog
true.
ever.
Should I finish the story, or are we moving on?
If you
just
Willie,
wing it.
Just read the last line.
What's your favorite kind of dog, Willie?
Golden retriever.
What kind of dog do you have?
Golden retriever, but that's just because I'm stealing your identity. You know, your kid.
Read the last line of that story.
After submitting evidence to Guinness for verification.
That's the penultimate line, the last line.
Oh, the last line. Erin Malloy, Finley's human sister, said they celebrated with the socially distanced party.
P-A-W-T-Y.
So, Josh, did my dad try to make you read that joke too?
No, he won't allow me to read anything. That's why you're on here.
Josh got fired in one break.
No. Do you remember that you named one of our golden retrievers back in the day?
Figaro.
Yeah, Figaro.
Figaro.
Oh, that's a good name.
He named Figaro because you were watching those Little Rascals videos.
Yeah, it was from the Little Rascals. Someone later on was like, "Oh, that's so smart. You named it after an opera?" And I was like, "No, it was the Rascals."
Because Alfalfa would always be going, Figaro.
Yep.
So Figsy, great dog. Never needed a leash. One of those dogs. Just would stay with you.
Oh.
Do you guys want to hear a fun fact about Figaro?
Sure.
When Figaro died, my dad didn't tell me for weeks. Because he didn't want me to be sad about it, which is a fun story. But he also did the same thing with my grandma. He didn't tell me for a whole summer.
That's true, actually, isn't it?
I was at summer camp, and then at the end of camp, I said, "Hey, I'm going to go visit Nana before I go back to school." And he goes, "Oh, you can't. She died in June."
That's insane.
That's how he put it?
She's been gone for a while.
I get that. You're at camp. Why would he want to ruin your camp?
But still.
The dog, did you ever wonder where Figaro was?
No, he just came back from a ski trip, and I was like, "Hey, where's Figsy?" And he goes,
"What is he in the mafia?"
The day after Christmas, he's gone. He's gone now.
He had a good life. He was a great dog.
Best dog.
But once
Best dog in
again,
the world.
and this dog, I think this is a great story. We'll put this picture in the various Bob and Tom social media platforms of this dog that's holding the 6 tennis balls in his mouth. Just the best. He also has the record for being the goodest boy.
The goodest boy.
Good puppy.
Good, good boy.
There you go, good doggy. By the way, we have some more eagle pictures posted.
Oh, thank God. Oh, man.
As you know, Willie, there's an
woke up.
eagle's nest right near here, and we got some great new pictures of the eagles and the eaglets people are asking, so we'll get...
Oh, they're demanding.
When we come back, do you want to have Josh try a story and see if he does that any better than you?
I'm sure he'll do it better than I did.
I doubt it. When we come back, Willie will be rejoining us. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom's YouTube channel needs your help. That's right. Just head on over there and subscribe now. It's free, doesn't cost you a dime for the Bob and Tom Show YouTube channel. Subscribe now to watch Bob and Tom Tonight, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. 20 minutes of video highlights from today's Bob and Tom Show tonight on Bob and Tom's YouTube channel. Subscribe now. Again, it won't cost you a thing.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. The nation's capital is starting to reopen. Starting today, a tiny slice of pre-pandemic normality starts returning to D.C. as the 3-month-old coronavirus stay-home order is replaced by the first phase of a reopening plan. It's a major turning point in the District of Columbia's road to recovery after 3 solid months of economic and social lockdown. The president is escalating his war on social media companies, signing an executive order challenging the liability protections that have served as bedrock for unfettered speech on the internet. President Donald Trump declared he was fed up with what he considers bias, as prepared to sign the order on Thursday. Still, the move appears to be more political than substance, as the president aims to rally supporters after he lashed out at Twitter for applying fact checks to 2 of his tweets. And a 103-year-old Massachusetts woman has defied the odds and survived a bout with the coronavirus. Shelley Gunn is Jean Steinya's granddaughter. She describes her grandmother as feisty. 3 weeks ago, Steinya was the first person at her Willowbram nursing home to test positive for coronavirus. The outlook was grim. Ms. Gunn, her husband Adam, and her 4-year-old daughter Violet called to say what they thought were going to be their final goodbyes. But on May 13th, Gunn got the news that Steinya had recovered. To celebrate, Miss Steinya enjoyed one of her favorite beverages, an ice-cold beer. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hi, this is Bob.
And this is Tom. And this is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Comedy on your computer all day and all night.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Taking the wiener man. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Taking the wiener man. Late at night when the bars are closing, alcohol takes its toll and the drinkers need their favorite vendor. A tasty treat of sausage splendor. Little man behind the car, police can't catch him because he's way too smart. The smell of mustard and a big umbrella, hot dog man's got the perfect cover. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Attacking the wiener man. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Attacking the wiener man. Oh, yeah. He waits outpatient out in the street. All the hunters want to sample the meat. He can't help but relish the fact the footlong keeps you coming back. Once you're feeling safe and cool, that's when the wiener man makes his move. You can't scream when your mouth is full. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Attacking the wiener man. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Attacking the wiener man. Crowd.
Q95, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it?
I would like to have tried it, but...
Go ahead, try it.
I can't. Forget it.
702. Christy, was it 4 Fridays ago that it was 28 degrees?
I don't know, but it killed a lot of plants. I can tell you that.
Okay. What's it going to be today?
It's going to be gorgeous later today. The weather is brought to you by the Car X-Man. We do have a chance for showers and thunderstorms during midday hours, like 10 to 2. But after that, clearing skies and a high of 74. It'll be clear tonight, 53. Check this out for the weekend. Sunny both days and the highs in the low 70s.
Thank you very much. By the way, that reminds me that whatever the temperature is, you know who the man is.
Ooh,
it's Jeff Chapman from
right.
Chapman Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. And it's going to be primarily air conditioning as the weeks wear on.
I've got Chapman fever.
Do you have Chapman fever?
Yeah. Driving me crazy.
Jeff Chapman, Chapman Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Jeff's been the problem solver for over 30 years. Got a great crew. I trust him. You should, too. Check it out at chapmanheating.com. And Jeff Chapman stepping up today with a very special Free Gas Friday. Details on that coming up. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. Let's see, in the director's chair over there, it's Ace Cosby, our engineer. This is Tom speaking. That's Josh over there. Chick, a little bit under the weather today, so in his place, my son Willie from Chicago put on a different shirt. Looking very handsome now.
Yeah. Very nice.
Let's see, and then we have Mr. Godwin over there. Hey, Pat.
Hello.
He's in a different building. Christy Lee's in a different room. We're socially distancing.
Yes, sir.
She is in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom through the glass there. So
and
welcome
Jasmine
back.
Guy is in a different world. For those of you who get that.
You're rehired.
I love it. Tom has no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, that's great.
It was a popular show that followed the Cosby Show called A Different World,
Right.
and Jasmine Guy was one of the stars. Yeah,
Never saw it.
that's all right. I guarantee 10 people laughed.
Okay. I'm a big fan of incredibly obscure jokes.
Oh, we know.
I like them very much. Coming up, we have flying turtles in the news.
Yeah.
And Willie, do you want to try another sports story?
Oh, yeah, sure. I feel like this is my calling. The last one went so well. Zoom wall. Here we go.
You don't have to read the header. I'm just, look, I'm going to peek.
Yeah, don't read the headline.
Don't read that.
Soccer has returned to Denmark with fans spectating through Zoom.
We couldn't hear you say soccer. Try it again.
Oh, my God.
Soccer has returned to Denmark with fans spectating through Zoom.
Isn't that what
Danish
Marcellus
soccer fan-
said to Horatio, Pat? Soccer has returned to the state of Denmark?
It's a Shakespeare show.
I loved it.
We're going from post Bill Cosby to Shakespeare in the same break.
That's right.
Okay.
Danish soccer fans are using the conferencing software Thursday evening. For broadcast onto giant screens alongside the Cerise Park Stadium for a league game between AGF Aarhus and Randers.
Slow down.
House.
Is
a very, very, very fine house.
The great Graham Nash. Now, what they're doing is they're putting the Zoom thing, so they've got actual spectators live, kind of, on big screens or surrounding the stadium. Kind of a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can. If it's like any other Zoom call, you'll probably have some guy cranking one off in the middle of the game. Hey, look at me.
Yes.
I hope not. But
Oh, come on. You're going to one of these group Zoom calls?
I'm on them like every day, it seems like. And we've never had that happen.
Well, not that you've noticed.
Yeah. Pretty good.
You got that camera from the neck up.
Willie, where's your right hand? No, I'm just.
I promise.
Both hands.
Crowd noise was piped in for the match, and there were cardboard spectators placed in the stands.
Yeah.
The screens are not the only way Danish teams are getting fans involved amid the pandemic. For its match on Saturday, league leader FC Midtjylland is planning a drive-in where supporters can watch the game from inside their cars outside the team's MCH arena.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a drive-in.
Yeah.
So is this the future?
I hope not.
I think it's just the present.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're actually playing. This isn't a video game. The players are actually playing, so that's a good thing. Now, speaking of playing, Mr. Godwin has his guitar out.
I do, yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you want to sing about, Pat?
Well, let's think about the quarantine a little bit and the fatigue that's setting in with families and single people like myself. Here we go. I'm so lonely in isolation, staring at the mirror, starving for conversation. I'm waving to strangers on my bike, talking to the TV during Dick Van Dyke, and I'm starting to miss people I don't even like. I'm playing words with friends, with people I hate. I'm starting to miss my son's stepfather, Nate. I'm sick of Netflix and solo hikes. I wouldn't be pissed on a crowded turnpike. Oh, I'm starting to miss people I don't even like. I'm so sad being all alone, crawling the walls, where's my telephone? I'll call my skinhead cousin Mike. Yeah, I'm starting to miss people I don't even like. I miss my dentist. I'd have a chat with a pastor. I'm starting to miss my boss Tom, the puppet master. Can't watch the news, too much strife. I'd be thrilled to hang with my ex-wife. I'm starting to miss people I don't even like.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Nicely done, Pat.
Thank you very much.
That's what happens during the quarantine.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Pat. Now, we were talking about Brylcreem earlier because it was in
Yes,
the
you
news.
were. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's led to a discussion of both Vitalis and Butchwax. Got this letter from Gordon.
Hey, Gord.
He goes, the flat top and the so-called Hollywood burr were haircuts that required butchwax.
Huh.
The Hollywood burr was a tuft of hair up front with a crew cut waxed to stand up.
Okay.
And
My dad wore a flat top most of his life till he was older.
and the butchwax was like,
he
is
used
it like a
something.
chapstick? Did you,
No, I thought it came in a jar, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay. Maybe it
maybe
doesn't.
both.
Okay, but a product that, and is it still out there, Christy?
I looked it up. I did not see Butchwax. Brylcreem, I did.
Okay, well, good to know.
The Butchwax that I saw was just like a history lesson on what it was. So.
Okay, now my son Willie has joined us, sitting in for Chick this morning.
Good morning.
And at one point, you had a crew cut.
Oh, sure.
I remember after camp, you went up to camp and you got
Head lice?
head lice.
This is a great story. Yeah, I came back and I had so much head lice, and my sweet mother picked these lice out of my hair. And after she got to 80 bugs, she said, "You know what? We're just going to shave it off." But it was great. I had a mohawk for one night, and we went to the state fair.
Nice.
I was just a little chubby kid with a mohawk, and I just fit right in. It was the greatest day.
Chubby kid with a mohawk infested with head lice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That
let's
sounds
go
like
to the
the state
fair.
Yeah, I don't know. Every year, almost every state fair does the deep fried thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is great.
Have you noticed, maybe not in your neighborhoods, but there are stands that have been popping up that you normally see at the fair? There are two on my way home. Yes, like the lemon shake up and the steak fries and stuff like that. They're actual, I guess they have to make a living since there are no fairs going on right now.
Good idea.
Yeah, and I know that there's one doing one of the county fairs is doing a drive-through.
Right.
So you can get
Fair food.
a little bit of fair food. We can do our fair food tribute.
Sure.
Who doesn't love fair food?
Josh.
No. I love fair food. I'm just not that big on corn dogs.
Okay, well, perhaps we can play our corn dog tribute here. Coming up, we have a special request for and the need to play a song about turtles.
Yeah.
Because we
Weird
have
turtle story.
a bizarre story involving a turtle, a flying turtle.
Yeah.
Let's just get a little bit of the fair mood with one of the shortest songs we have here. It's called Corn Dog Love from Rodney Carrington.
I saw her standing in a corner with a corn dog in her hand. By the way she took the first bite, I knew I was her man. Yeah. Never mind the lazy eye, she's got that looks off to the right. She can see behind her when there's danger at night. We got a corn dog love, rub-a-dub-dub, sitting in a tub. It's a kind of love that Daddy's been dreaming of. Corn dog love. Corn dog love.
Rodney Carrington, and certainly one of the classics. Enjoying a little bit of fair food. It'll be interesting to see if any of the fairs get up and running as certain things unwind in certain places. We do have the bizarre story. You mentioned it yesterday. We've got some details on it. The No Scream amusement park story.
Oh, yeah, in Japan. Yeah, absolutely. They don't want you screaming or shouting on roller coasters and rides.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
How about that? Okay.
Roller coaster, say nothing.
I got a love letter yesterday from somebody about the Raycon earbuds. I want to do the standard intro. We got a lot of mail here at the Radio Ranch.
Yeah.
And it would be really nice if I had marked that and could read it to you, but you'll have to take my word for it. Now is the time for a great pair of wireless earbuds. And Raycons are the best, and they're about half the price of those white ones that keep falling out of your ears. The everyday E25 earbuds are the best yet. 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a compact design that gives you nice, they call it noise isolating. Mm-hmm. So you can hear. And this is also a time when perhaps you don't want to hear someone You know what I'm talking about.
Perhaps.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could just pop those in your ears and listen to maybe your favorite music, maybe this show? And I know that these jokes are 10% funnier when you're wearing Raycon E25s. So check out Raycon by going to buyraycon.com/Tom because you'll get 15% off. They'll be delivered right to your house, so you don't have to worry about going into a store. Celebrities like Snoop Dogg and Chick McGee are obsessed with Raycons. So now is the time to see what the hype is all about. Get 15% off once again. Buyraycon.com/Tom.
That'd be a great Father's Day gift.
Oh, that's right. And yesterday I figured out this is 5 triplets. What's a couplet of 3? A triplet? I don't know.
What?
Yeah, you got your buy, B-U-Y, Ray,
right.
Con, Com, Tom. So, is this making it harder? Is this making it harder to remember?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah, buyraycon.com, Tom.
Sounds like a math proof.
I thought we quit school on Friday. Yeah. So this is really not helping, is it? No. It's once again buyraycon.com/Tom. 15% off, and you'll feel a lot better, and you'll be able to get some peace. Buyraycon.com/Tom. Thank you very much for some great earbuds. Coming up, we've got a little bit of Donnie Baker. We have a little bit of Turtles and Whores. And Willie will try to get one more sports story in.
2, because we have a sports update that's going to affect over 100,000 people.
Oh, my gosh.
Good. We'll look forward to that. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Comedy, guests, Bob and Tom exclusives. And it's here on the internet. Bob and Tom 24/7.
Rolling through a Friday morning with you. It's May 29th. I'm Mark Allison. Thanks so much for joining us today. Our relationship expert, Allie Breen, coming up from New York City via Zoom. Allie, of course, has an apartment in New York City. They were doing construction on that apartment, so she moved to a friend's apartment to stay there because her friend was out of town. And then they started construction on her friend's apartment. So we'll find out today whether she's at her friend's place or back at her place. Allie Breen, live from New York City. Who knows? Maybe this morning we'll be talking about your relationship. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. You know what Alice Cooper's been doing to pass the time during social isolation? Tap dancing. Cooper tells Billboard magazine he's got a friend who does a tap dancing class online every Wednesday, so he and the whole family do the class on plywood in the backyard. Alice Cooper says his wife and daughters are professional dancers, so they're way ahead of him, but, quote, every Wednesday is tap night. Cooper also has just released a single called Don't Give Up. Harry Connick Jr. and his daughter, filmmaker Georgia Connick, lead an all-star celebration for essential workers during the outbreak. The Connicks traveled from Connecticut to Louisiana in an RV to hear the stories of people keeping our country moving during the pandemic. The Connicks had a minimal crew and extensive safety precautions. Among the performers on the special are John Fogerty, Dave Matthews, Tim McGraw, and Branford and Wynton Marsalis. The special, called United We Sing, a Grammy salute to the unsung heroes, will air June 21st on CBS. Actors Rosie Perez and Chris Rock will star in ads urging New Yorkers to wear face coverings and to get tested for the coronavirus now that testing is more widely available. Rock joked he was tested before yesterday's news conference with Governor Andrew Cuomo and added, quote, I got a 65. He admits he doesn't confront people he sees on the street who aren't wearing masks. Instead, he said he gives them a nice side eye. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Here, boy. Come on. Come on. Come on. My dog's been talking to me, and I ain't wild about the conversation. He was originally contracted as a sweet but loyal mute. Now he's turned into a speechifying yakety-galoot. And I gotta tell you folks, I don't know what it was I expected, but his choice of subjects is what really stinks. The way he talks about cats and squirrels, it sets your ears to ring. And don't you get him started on that spay and neuter thing. You know, you can only just hear so much about marking territory technique and such. Hey, quit looking at me, buddy. Anybody can see that my dog's been talking to me. Now he don't like that dry dog food, no matter how clean his teeth it will make. Well, he would rather snack from a hefty sack and then brush with a fluoride paste. Sit. I said sit. What do you mean you got a lawyer? I said sit. Now, if you're taking the time to examine your doggy's lips, you find the sides are floppy and serrated. And right up under his nose, why, his lips, they barely meet, and his tongue is way too big for proper enunciation in his speech. So consequently, his F's and M's and P's and B's are less than perfect in their execution. And what's worse, they are accompanied by a string saliva breeze that anoints the conversation like a crystal clear pizza cheese. And when that dog is in my automobile, he's always messing with my radio station. And if he leaves that seat moved up again, I'm taking away his keys because my dog's been talking to me. Oh yeah, I said my dog's been talking to me. I said my doggy has been talking to me. Bow wow.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
My most recent marriage was a disaster. It made the wreck of the Edmunds Fitzgerald look like a fender bender.
Wow.
Sorry to hear that.
Hello.
And you remember Lord's famous line about gun control.
720 Q95, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much, Ace Cosby. Christy Lee has the weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. For your weekend, we have showers and thunderstorms through midday, then clearing with a high of 74. Excuse me. I had to clear my throat. Clear tonight down to 53. Sunny all weekend long. 72 will be the high Saturday. 71 on Sunday. 64 now.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. Go ahead, clear your throat. It's okay. There you go. Turn your head and cough. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. Chick McGee, a little under the weather today.
Faking it.
He's faking it. He would ordinarily be at the crazycockwine.com sports desk. My son Willie is sitting in for him in Chicago in his apartment.
Hi, Willie.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Did you move or did you just cover the chair behind you with a sheet?
I covered it with a sheet because you guys were getting on me about it. You guys were getting on my case.
Is that a comedian sleeping on the couch?
Oh, it's good to see you,
I
Willie.
just covered everything up.
Let's see. Did I mention Josh Arnold's over there?
Hi.
In the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair. Coming up very soon, it's going to be the Omaha Steaks proudly presents the Ace Cosby joke of the day, brought to you by omahasteaks.com. I've got to edit that. This is the home of the track phone hotline, which I can assure you will be ringing momentarily. Mr. Pat Godwin is over there in the next room. We got a camera on him. And Christy Lee is at the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom right over there.
Proud to serve, sir.
Welcome back to the show. Coming up, we have a request that is so obscure, we're going to get to it. I'm very excited about that. Because you can reach us, Bob and Tom, at bobandtom.com. We'd love to hear from you wherever you are in the world. Ace Cosby remains our engineer, as I mentioned, and he will be answering that track phone hotline.
What are you, Kreskin? How do you know it's going to work? Come on.
The count of three. Count to three, Josh.
3, 2, 1. Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
Do you tell me Chick didn't have enough sense just to call in sick from the start?
I know, he showered and everything.
Yeah, he came in. He's not fetus, wasn't feeling well. He's
no doubt. Hell, he'd have been better off. Hand him a rock hammer. Andy Dufresne got out faster than him. Did I hear you guys yesterday? You said that Dick Tom Brady selling his used tricked out Escalade for $300,000.
Yeah, Tom Brady's he's had an Escalade made with what is it? The roof's raised. It's wider. It's longer or something.
And if you look inside, it looks like a private jet on the inside. It's got that beautiful lacquered walnut.
And I guess what'd you say? It was $350,000 originally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$300,000. Hold on, let me do the math.
13,000 miles on her.
Divide that by the numerator. Now I'm going to multiply that by pi.
Yeah.
I could buy like 72 houses or, hell, 131 duplexes.
Yeah.
hell with an Escalade. $300,000, I'd get an above-ground pool with an escalator for that money. You know?
Yeah.
For $300,000, I could buy 300,000 cars off my friend Denny at his used car lot.
Denny?
You've heard his commercial? Denny Centerroad, the used car dude.
Oh, all right.
I swear to God. Buy here, pay here, get repossessed back to here.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
You guys know Denny's the home of the $1,000 ride.
What's the name of his car lot?
Denny's used car lot.
Oh, okay. Yes. Sorry. Didn't know.
Anyways, how hard up for cash is Tom Brady? He's selling his used car. I mean, dude's worth $1 bajillion.
Yeah.
Can't he just park it somewhere with the keys in the ignition? You know? Surprised they ain't pricing it out for parts. You know? Make twice the money on it. Hell, Cadillac converter alone. And tell me this. How's his car got more TVs in it than my house?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And Christy, you said he paid $350 for it new. Now he's asking $300.
Yeah.
To 2018.
Apparently, Tom Brady ain't never heard of motorized defecation. Because the fact remains, I swear to God, everybody knows the second you drive a car off the lot, it's only worth half.
Ah, is that it?
No different than a prostitute. Hell, he should be charging like. Hold on. I guess I should have done all this amount before I called.
Oh, boy.
350.
Okay, $350,000. Take that and
75.
coefficient of times derivative and put that over 100.
Oh, Jesus. And you're teaching Wolfie math?
My mom Phyllis got me so hooked on phonics, Christy, I wouldn't even try math as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
Sure, I mean, I speak good now, but my math figuring could use some work. Like, I'm always amazed when people could do math in their heads, you know, without using a calculator. If I was half as good at remembering math as I am at remembering acid rock lyrics, I'd be one idiot servant on the thing.
No, idiot.
I swear to God.
No, it's idiot savant, and you're half right.
I knew what word I wanted, Tom. You know, it's always 1/2 dozen of it. Another 6 dozen with you. You know, maybe you should get yourself hooked on phonics, Dick. What's correcting everybody? Thinks he's so damn smart. If he's smart as ours, he'd probably go into a real college like the Sam Houston Institute of Technology.
That's right.
Oh, he hanged up?
Made him mad.
Really?
Idiot savant.
Yeah.
You know, that is interesting that Brady's still asking $300K.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It's worth it.
But is it because it's a Tom Brady car?
Well,
Yeah,
part of
that, yeah. Yep. And he paid $350. He's only asking for $300.
I mean,
he's taking a hit.
It's got low miles. I mean, 13,000 miles.
That's
and
practically nothing.
Yeah, in 2 years is nothing.
Why is he getting rid of it? I don't understand.
I'll tell you.
I don't know.
And when are you going to get rid of that truck in the driveway? All right.
It's not practical.
No, it's great. I mean, it's like for his family, it'd be terrific. TV.
It looks more like a. Did you look at it?
It looks like a hearse. Maybe that's why.
But did you look at the inside? I mean, it does look like a party van in a way. I mean, the seats recline, and I mean,
those days may be past him.
Yeah. Well, but it's only 2 years old, so.
No, I think he did it for his kids. You know, go on a vacation, they can sit in the back watch movies.
They drive.
What's personal property tax like in Florida? Maybe he's trying to dump it off before he has to.
No, you got me. Now, elsewhere in the news, can you grab that story, speaking of vehicles, about the turtle? This is a
right here.
great story, and if you saw the video on this, it's incredible.
A turtle crashed through the windshield of a woman's car in Georgia. LaTanya Lark posted on Facebook photos of the turtle wedged in her windshield and wrote, quote, "Beware, Savannah, of flying turtles." WSAV-TV.
Where news comes first.
Reports Lark was driving with her brother, Kevin Grant, on Truman Parkway earlier this month when she saw what she thought was a brick hurtling towards the car. Lark and Grant said the turtle was likely struck by another car and sent flying through the air. Grant sustained small cuts in the accident. The turtle, protected by its shell, initially survived the impact, but ended up losing a leg, according to Lark.
Oh.
And then, sadly, the turtle died Monday from excessive blood loss.
Oh!
Yeah. Probably should have edited that part out. Wow. But the interview on TV with the lady, she thought it was an alien attack.
Wow.
Because all she saw were these green legs moving. And
you wouldn't expect a turtle in the windshield.
In the instant that it happened, she didn't understand that it was a turtle, and who would?
And it's right at her eye level.
It was stuck right there in the windshield, half in, half out.
Yeah.
kind of like a Mario Kart.
Yeah, I saw something like this. The car in front of me nicked a turtle with its rear tire, and the turtle shot past my car and into the woods.
Really?
It was like 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Huh.
Yeah, well, of course, we have a couple things to play here. One of the most famous songs from the show. But first, we have something new.
Oh.
Yeah, let's give this a listen.
Well, this next one goes out to my boy Floyd. Turtles and whores, yeah, turtles and whores. 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 Turtles and
All right. Man.
They both make a living in their bare feet. Catching one is like a treat, and they both hang out right there by the shell. They both walk slow at a simple pace, both afraid to show their face, but only one has a built-in place to hide. Turtles and whores, turtles and whores. I love them turtles and whores. They both advertise a little tail, move so much and never get mail. They both go by the same nickname, Snapper. Daddy never told about the birds and bees, but always talked about both these and made it clear only one was fit to eat. Turtles and whores.
Yeah.
Turtles and whores. I love them turtles and whores.
Turtles and whores.
Now, if you catch one, here's some advice. One is dirty and the other ain't nice. So be polite and always walk up from behind. Make small talk, never let them see fear. Don't work alone, just bait or beer. And when you're done, just drop them by the river. Turtles and whores.
Everybody.
Turtles and whores. I've caught both while fishing. I'm always on a mission. And they both hate the kitchen. Turtles and whores. Turtles and whores.
Floyd, thank you very much. And the latest chant. Now, joining us in the Bob and Tom program, I understand we have a quiz.
Not so much a quiz, but it's another suggestion list of segments I could do on the show.
Oh,
and some of
okay.
these are
Okay, let me introduce. This is my son, Willie, sitting in for Chick right now.
Morning.
So these are some ideas you have the next time you sit in?
Well, yeah, I don't think that I have a lot of, skills, but I do have some odd interests. So I want to think, what can I bring to the show? So these are some segments of things that I know and I love that I could do on the show. So the first thing, I could give book reports on Chris Farley movies.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So I tell you what Tommy Boy is. I analyze it.
Sure.
Next, I could read the fan fiction I wrote for the TV show Lost. If anyone's interested in that.
Yeah.
I heard you guys had Nick Griffin on, and he's such a smart guy, and he was reading some of his really smart, witty tweets. I think I have some that are pretty witty, too. Like I have one, no one tells you this, but you don't have to put fancy dressing on a salad. You can put ketchup and mayo and barbecue sauce on kale if you want. So, me and Nick Griffin, two smart guys, two wordsmiths chipping it away.
Barbecue sauce on kale.
Wise, yeah.
You can do it. I could rank and review different kinds of cheese. What do you think about that?
I like it.
So, American and mozzarella for melting, Havarti and cheddar for cold sandwiches. That's pretty much that whole segment's done now. And then last segment I could do on the show, I could rank and review the women my dad has had children with.
Oh!
Yeah, if you guys think that'd
be a long show. I think that would be, yeah.
That would be interesting.
In fact, I dare you.
Yeah, do it now. And if you guys do want to play a quiz anytime soon, we could do the multiple choice quiz, 3 questions, 3 answers. This is the adverb edition.
Oh.
And it is it's 3 questions, 3 answers. And the answers will be lazily, diligently, or Christily.
Oh, okay. All right. Probably be pretty simple, I would think. Thank you very much.
Tough quiz.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Willie. Now, are we going to return to the sports page, Josh? Did you have anything left?
Yes.
Watch this, Willie, and let's see how this is done.
Well, we learned earlier today that for the first time in 124 years, the Boston Marathon has been canceled. Well, that's not the only thing that's been canceled for the first time in 124 years. Cheyenne Frontier Days. That's right.
Oh, no.
One of the, it's the world's largest outdoor rodeo. Called off.
That'd be fun. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But not if it's called off. That sucks.
It is called off. Yes, it usually takes place over the last 2 weeks in July. But those 140,000 people who normally gather for it may not do so this year. So
Aww.
it's a bummer.
That is.
Good rodeo.
You guys watch a show called Longmire on Netflix? Y'all seen that? Oh, it's good.
No.
It's set in Wyoming. That's why I brought it up.
Oh.
Yeah, it's about a sheriff. It's current day, but it's just, it's really
Who's
well
the main
done.
actor in that?
I don't know who. Do you know who it is, Ace?
No.
I don't know. Lou Diamond Phillips stars on the show as his best
He's
friend
a
Henry.
bartender, yeah.
But it's really well done.
Cool.
I'm knee deep in it.
Okay.
I mean, it's not new.
I've heard it's great. Yeah, and I'll have to check it out. Now, we had another story about the various state fairs, et cetera,
Yeah.
and county fairs. Many of them are not taking place, but we'll see what happens down the road where everything is kind of up in the air. But it reminded me of this piece about how we're going to miss fair food. And you were saying that there are actually some...
There are stands that have popped up. They've set them up. On my way home, there are two that I know of.
Cool.
One has steak tips, by the way, that are really good.
Get a lemon shake up. Well, that reminds me that you can also make fair food at home.
Hurry up and wash for dinner, Billy. We're having your favorites. Sloppy Joe's, corn on the cob, and chocolate fudge cake.
Aw, Mom, that stuff blows. Why can't we have fried dough or elephant ears, like when the carnival's in town?
I've told you before, Billy, making carnival food requires special equipment that I don't have here in the kitchen. We just can't make it at home.
Now, hold on there, Mrs. Patowski. Thanks to the all-new Greasinart, you can enjoy your favorite Midway foods in the comfort of your own home.
A greasy nart?
Yes, the good people at Frigamall Industries have designed a single appliance that prepares all the delicacies you normally associate with circuses, carnivals, county, and state fairs. Just think, now you can prepare fried dough, fried cheese, cheese on a stick, dough on a stick, corn dogs, dough dogs, fried dough poppers, fried weasel on a stick, and so much more right here at home.
But how is that possible?
The Greasinart is a combination dough processor and deep fryer with hot grease vat and top-mounted hot grease trays with built-in grease injectors. The problem you have cooking at home is that you can get your grease hot, but not hot enough. Not disfiguring hot, anyway. And that's what sears in that special carnival flavor.
Mommy, this corn dog burns, and it tastes like tattoos.
Sure it does, Billy. The smell of the Midway oozes out of every bite.
It's perfect.
But aren't all those foods deep fried in hot grease awfully fattening?
Just ask yourself this. Have you ever seen a plump carny?
Now that you mention it, no. They all have a stringy drifter's build with sharp, inbred, rat-like features.
Exactly. And this product is 100% Carney tested and Carney approved. The same technology which Carney folk harnessed to become pioneers in the field of stick-mounted foods is perfected in the Greasinart. And the Greasinart's handy size means it fits in any kitchen. Why, it's no bigger than freak show veteran Bugzo, the human torso, the famous legless, armless dwarf. And just look how little counter space he takes up. Right, Bugzo?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right. Hey, I'm laying in something really sticky up here, and I don't think it's me, lady.
Wow, he takes up almost no space at all on my kitchen shelf.
Order your Greasinart today, and you'll win this giant stuffed dinosaur. Not associated with Barney and Barney Enterprises Incorporated. Come on, what do you say? Nobody's a loser. Step right up, give it a try. Hurry, hurry, take a chance.
Gee, when I grow up, I want to be a carny.
Why wait, Billy? You can drop out of school and join now. I know they're looking for someone to comb the fleas out of Gabora, the Gorilla Girl, and to sell bootleg cigarettes from the back of the ring toss game.
Oh, boy. Can I, Mom? Please? Can I?
I guess it'll be all right. You just be sure to eat up all your deep-fried vegetables on a stick and do whatever the carnies tell you to do.
Come on, Billy, I'll drive you over myself. We just have one quick stop. Have you ever shoplifted porno magazines while the liquor store clerk is being distracted, Billy?
Not yet, I haven't.
The Greasinart, available now from Frigamall Industries or wherever carnies congregate.
Thank you very much. Make that fair food at home. Coming up, comedian Allie Breen, comedian Jimmy Schubert. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
You can find us on Twitter at Bob and Tom, or you can email us at bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Hey, I don't have to tell you it's Friday. I'm that Friday guy. Hey, it's Friday. Guess what? Today's Friday. Hey, it's finally Friday. You know what? We've made it to Friday. Friday starts the weekend, and we're here. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way. Did you know it's Friday? I'm Mark Allison with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Chase Elliott capped a busy stretch for NASCAR by winning the Alsco uniforms at Charlotte Motor Speedway yesterday, finishing 2.2 seconds ahead of Denny Hamlin. Elliott reeled in Kevin Harvick with 27 laps remaining and closed out his first Cup victory of the season. Ryan Blaney third, followed by Ricky Stenhouse and Kurt Busch. The rain-delayed event closed a frantic 12-day period that featured 4 Cup races, 2 each in North and South Carolina. Organizers have canceled the Boston Marathon for the first time in its 124-year history due to social distancing requirements of the coronavirus outbreak. The race had endured through 2 world wars, a volcanic eruption, and a previous pandemic. The race draws a field of 30,000 and had already been postponed from April 20th to September 14th. Organizers determined that it would be canceled for the first time in its 124-year history. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell hopeful coaches will be able to return to their team facilities by next week. Goodell also said during the owners' conference call the virtual offseason is being extended for 2 more weeks. NFL Executive Vice President of Communications, Public Affairs, and Policy Jeff Miller said the league's first consideration is, of course, the health and safety of the public and the players and the employees and the people who will be participating. There you have it, your sports update for Friday. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
If like a really attractive woman is at a party and you go, hey, chick, look over there, that woman is blank, what would you say?
Hot, but Chick and I have a way of talking with each other where I will say, how are we supposed to live now?
We'll look at each other, we'll go, what the hell are we supposed to do?
How are we supposed to walk around the world?
Yeah.
Or we'll say, I'll look at him and go, well, I can't be held responsible for my actions.
And Josh is up the game with, he'll go, well, she'll learn to love me.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Take that to the bank. 24/7. I know.
Our guest in the studio, comedian Rodney Carrington. And we're going to...
Now, here's a song called Little Things That Piss Me Off. When I'm sitting on the toilet in a house that I don't know, looking all around me where the toilet paper go. I'm feeling real uneasy, I'm feeling real uncertain, 'cause I gotta wipe my butt again with a shower curtain. It's those little things, those itty bitty things. It's those little things like that piss me off. When I pick up on a woman and I take her home to bed, she starts to take her clothes off and she starts to, well, hell, you know. I asked her what her name was. She told me it was Venus. I reached down between her legs. It's those little things, those itty bitty things. It's those little things like that piss me off. Last night I went out drinking my old daddy's Lincoln. I hit a tree and I killed a friend. Start to scream and holler 'cause he owed me $20. I know I'll never say it again. I know what you're thinking. Hell, he's dead. Take it out of his damn pocket. I didn't kill nobody. There's people out there going, he killed his damn friend. That's awful. I had some mace and I could get up there. I'd squirt his ass. Well, listen to it again. Last night I went out drinking and my old daddy's Lincoln. I hit a tree and I killed a friend. 2 friends, a couple of orphans, and a nun. How do you like that? It's those little things. Oh, he killed 2 orphans and a nun. That bastard. There you have it.
Wow. Very nice. Hi, this is Bob. And this is Tom.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Okay, a bar owner goes up to the bartender and he says, "Hey, have you been sleeping with the waitress?" And he says, "No." And he says, "Good."
44 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy Lee has the forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weekend weather brought to you by CarX. Showers and thunderstorms possible through midday, then clearing. Look for a high today of 74. Clear tonight down to 53. Sunny all weekend. 72 for the high Saturday. 71 on Sunday. Don't get much better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like a perfect
64.
weekend. Thank you very much, Christy Lee. Be sure to teach Alexa how to help you turn that. We'll turn Alexa into a radio. Just say, "Alexa, please play the Bob and Tom Show every morning for the entire morning, and don't give me any grief."
Not to be so aggressive.
I'm tired of this. I'm going to have Siri take over if you don't do what I tell you to do. Play Q95, Alexa. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Let's go around the horn. I've got a feeling that the Ace Cosby joke of the day is on the way. I can just tell. That is Ace Cosby over there. He's our engineer.
Hello, friends.
The proprietor of, it's very exciting. The OmahaSteaks.com presents the Ace Cosby joke of the day, brought to you by Omaha Steaks. That needs an edit, doesn't it? Christy Lee is in the next room. We call that the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom.
Yes, sir.
CrazyCockWine.com sports desk, occupied by Chick McGee ordinarily, not today. Chick's a little under the weather. Josh Arnold is our man in the sidekick chair. It's not just any chair. It's the OrangeInsoles.com sidekick chair. And then I go to my left and I see Mr. Pat Godwin. He's just around the corner.
Hi, everybody.
And he's got his guitar and his keyboard. Coming up, we're going to talk with Allie Breen about the young single life in Chicago and my son, Willie.
She's in New York.
Sorry. Willie's in Chicago.
Right.
Allie is in New York.
Yes.
Not together.
No.
You never know. It's confusing.
You never know. That's right.
Yeah, sure. Maybe
Does
they've got
Willie like older women?
maybe they've got a Zoom romance going on. I
Could be.
Seriously doubt it.
I hope they do.
Let's
Willie's girlfriend wouldn't.
Move forward here. We have another unusual story, Christy. And I don't know if you know this, but we now have the audio. We're big fans, of course, of Hot Pockets, thanks to the great Jim Gaffigan.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that Hot Pockets were in the news yesterday evening?
Yes, a California man broke into a San Diego bank just to use its microwave to cook a Hot Pocket.
Really?
Yeah, police surrounded the Wells Fargo bank early Wednesday after the unidentified man broke in through a window and set off the alarm. Armed officers eventually apprehended the man who allegedly wanted to use the break room microwave to heat up some Hot Pockets.
Wait, are we believing this guy?
A freelance photographer capturing images of the scene, Josh, asked the man if the ordeal was worth it. The man replied as he was being handcuffed, "Hell yeah, it was worth it."
And there's audio from the television reporter that was there.
Yeah?
We actually have apparently, I haven't heard it yet, but let's give it a listen. Here it is.
You did that for a Hot Pocket?
Yes. All that for a Hot Pocket.
You broke into a bank for a Hot Pocket?
Hot Pocket. For a Hot Pocket.
Was it worth it?
Hell yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. A Hot Pocket? Hell yeah.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah.
Doubt if that'll be their next commercial.
Right.
Hot Pocket, hell yeah.
Okay.
No, this guy was in there to rob the bank.
No, apparently not. Apparently he's just a confused old dude, and
I do not believe.
Wow.
It's funny if that is the case, but I do not believe this guy. I don't either.
Now, Josh, isn't Hot Pocket your nickname when you wear those cut-off jeans?
That's right.
The ladies like to call you Hot Pockets.
Yeah, because you can see the pockets sort of dangling underneath.
That's a great
That's
look.
a good look, isn't it?
Yeah. Just kind of.
Oh, here comes old Hot Pocket.
Surrounding the meat, if you will.
They've got nice thighs.
Remember, he's got wonderful legs.
Yeah. Listen to this guy's. Maybe he just ate a Hot Pocket. It sounds like he burned his mouth. Listen to this.
You did that for a Hot Pocket?
Yes. All that for a Hot Pocket.
Oh, yes. He's got only for Hot Pocket.
Maybe he did.
Hot.
They're hot.
That molten center. Well, of course, we would be remiss if we didn't play this classic from our good friend, the great Jim Gaffigan.
With us in the studio, one of our favorite comedians, a guy named Jim Gaffigan.
I'm moving a little slow this morning. I have to admit, I had a Hot Pocket for dinner last night. I've never really eaten a Hot Pocket, and then afterwards I'm I'm glad I ate that. I was like, I think I'm going to die. I paid for that? Did I eat it or rub it on my face? My back hurts. Hot Pocket. Really see the Hot Pocket on the menu when you go out to dinner.
That's true.
Let's see, I will have the Caesar salad and the Hot Pocket. Our specials, we have a sea bass, which is broiled, and we have a Hot Pocket, which is cooked in a dirty microwave, and that comes with a side of Pepto. Is your Hot Pocket cold in the middle? It's frozen, but it can be served boiling lava hot. Will it burn my mouth? It'll destroy your mouth. Everything will taste like rubber for a month. Hot Pocket. There's the vegetarian Hot Pocket for those of us that don't want to eat meat but still would like diarrhea. Should just come with a roll of toilet paper. Diarrhea Pocket. The lean pocket. I don't even want to know what's in there.
Yeah, they're lean pockets.
Imagine the directions. Take out a box, place directly in toilet. Lean pocket. Recently, they introduced the breakfast Hot Pocket.
I was not aware of that.
Finally.
Oh, yes, the breakfast Hot
Finally.
Pocket, sure.
I can't think of a better way to start the day. Good morning. You're about to call in sick. Hot Pocket. Now you can have a Hot Pocket for breakfast, a Hot Pocket for lunch, and be dead by dinner. Dead Pocket. I love that song. You think they worked hard on that jingle? What do you got so far, Bill? Hot Pocket. That's good. That's good. That's catchy. Not as good as your By Menon, but it's good.
Menon. Very good. The great Jim Gaffigan. Oh, I see Jim Gaffigan on typically on with the CBS Sunday morning show.
Yeah. And he has dinner with the Gaffigans every night.
Yeah.
You're a fan of that.
This guy, the reason we feature that is because a guy broke into a bank. He claims just to use the microwave for a Hot Pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he have the Hot Pocket?
That's what I was going to ask.
Just needed the microwave?
Yeah, that's what he said in the story. He said he had it, he needed the mic. But I want to know, did he actually get to eat the Hot Pocket?
Well, it sounds like I said, it sounds like his mouth's burned. So he probably did get to eat. Let's give it a listen here.
You did that for a Hot Pocket?
Yes. All that for a Hot Pocket.
You broke into a bank for a Hot Pocket?
Hot Pocket. For a Hot Pocket.
Was it worth it?
Hell yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. A Hot Pocket? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Again, I don't really see the Hot Pocket people getting behind this guy. Turning this into a commercial. Although
it's quite a commercial for him.
He might be turned into a Hot Pocket by his cellmate.
Oh, come on.
Meat pocket. Dirt pocket.
What do they call it? The prison purse? When they smuggle it in?
That's right.
All right.
I don't want to know. You can't smuggle a Hot Pocket in there.
Well,
you could.
Keep it frozen.
I'm not sure. I think you'd want it probably more closer to body temp.
No prison guard's going to touch
This is like a Three Bears thing. You don't want it too hot.
Right.
You don't want it too cold. Got a very unusual request. We get a lot of very unusual requests here, but this one. A lot of people have been doing the Zoom thing.
Yep.
We were talking about that earlier.
Did it last night, yeah.
What did you do, the Zoom? Oh, did you do?
I'm doing a charity event, and it was part of the planning thing.
Okay. Because I know there's a lot of graduation Zooms.
We're doing that on Sunday.
Okay.
Virtual.
This comes to us from Teresa in Columbus, Ohio.
Hi, Teresa. Great name.
She says, thank you. I'm working from home. My team has teleconferences to share our project status updates, which is, I'm sure lots and lots of businesses have this. She goes, our new recent college grad teammate is staying with his cousin's family. One day he started giving his update. It was quite apparent that the family was in the same room playing ping pong.
Is that right?
He goes, thank God I was home and on mute. I was laughing so loud the entire time because all I could think of was the famous Rec Room funeral. Sorry, Josh. Now, we talked about this yesterday. We got into a real weird discussion yesterday about Father's Day and
coming up June 21st.
How many of us don't have fathers anymore? They're gone.
Sadly, yeah.
Now deceased.
And it came up that my grandparents lived in an assisted living facility, which they loved, and they insisted that their funerals take place at the chapel there. The chapel, however, located right next to the rec room. And when the doors were open, when you turned left, you went to the rec room. When you turned right, you went to the chapel. The doors were open. I mean, you could hear everything.
So, Teresa in Columbus, Ohio, by request, here is a little bit of the recording of Josh's grandfather's funeral. Gets me every time. Me too. Takes some of the sorrow away, really.
I'm just picturing seniors playing ping pong.
Oh, they loved it.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
Well, wait a minute.
That guy just missed his volley.
That one. Okay, thank you. So, yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. Let us know what's going on in your life. We have coming up Spy Pigeons, which sounds like a
cartoon.
Sounds like a new TV show, but it's real. Also, comedian Allie Breen, comedian Jimmy Schubert, and my son Willie's going to come in and take over with Allie. We'll see what goes on there with two single folks. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Everything about the show is at bobandtom.com. Check it out now. State law.
Hi, Chick McGee here at the old compound. And they want me to tell you about bobandtom.com, where you can join and be a Bob and Tom VIP. And all the swell stuff that you get to be a part of because you're a VIP.
What kind of stuff?
All sorts of things.
Like what?
There are club meetings, and there are decoder rings, and secret handshakes. And also go to bobandtomstore.com, where you can get Bob and Tom hats and sweatshirts, t-shirts, and shorts, socks. We have socks. I'm not sure about the socks. But bobandtomstore.com for Bob and Tom stuff, and then bobandtom.com to join the VIP. The VIP, you also get the Off the Air podcast. Come on by and visit, okay? bobandtom.com, bobandtomstore.com.
Treat yourself to a VIP membership at bobandtom.com. You deserve full access right now. You deserve it. So check it out now. Bob and Tom's VIP premium service includes the live 7-camera video stream of the show. Jeff Hoskey taking care of that each and every morning for us. Plus, you get access to the Bob and Tom archives, the complete album library, and there are a lot of Bob and Tom albums. And you can listen to the Bob and Tom Show commercial-free and on demand with our daily podcast. Check it out now at bobandtom.com/VIP. More of the show coming up right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. The nation's capital is starting to reopen. Starting today, a tiny slice of pre-pandemic normality starts returning to D.C. as the 3-month-old coronavirus stay-home order is replaced by the first phase of a reopening plan. It's a major turning point in the District of Columbia's road to recovery after 3 solid months of economic and social lockdown. The president is escalating his war on social media companies, signing an executive order challenging the liability protections that have served as bedrock for unfettered speech on the internet. President Donald Trump declared he was fed up with what he considers bias, as prepared to sign the order on Thursday. Still, the move appears to be more political than substance, as the president aims to rally supporters after he lashed out at Twitter for applying fact checks to 2 of his tweets. And a 103-year-old Massachusetts woman has defied the odds and survived a bout with the coronavirus. Shelley Gunn is Jean Steinya's granddaughter. She describes her grandmother as feisty. 3 weeks ago, Steinya was the first person at her Willowbram nursing home to test positive for coronavirus. The outlook was grim. Ms. Gunn, her husband Adam, and her 4-year-old daughter Violet called to say what they thought were going to be their final goodbyes. But on May 13th, Gunn got the news that Steinya had recovered. To celebrate, Miss Steinya enjoyed one of her favorite beverages, an ice-cold beer. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
A herd of cattle and 2 bulls are in a field grazing. A tornado comes along.
Uh-oh.
All the cows get blown over. But the bulls are still swinging and eating the grass. After the storm, the cows gather around the bulls and say, "Why don't you guys get knocked over?" And the bulls laugh and say, Weebles wobble, but we don't fall down.
Weebles wobble. Okay.
Weebles wobble.
Weebles wobble. Yeah.
But we don't fall down.
Yes.
I knew, first of all, the longest setup.
We were listening to the setup like we were watching a high wire ad.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey man, this is Donnie Baker, and this is Bob and Tom 24/7. I swear to God it is. That's like all day and most of the night.
Excuse me, darling. I hate to interrupt you, but there's something I must tell you. I will sing for you now. My dear, if you find yourself in Holland, they'll say to you, how yamant. In France, they'll say, fermez la gueule. In Athens, you'll hear, scamos. In Berlin, it's Helton, see the Schnauzer. In Jakarta, it's simply bon com. Let me translate for you, darling. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Has there ever been a topic on which you don't expound? Has there ever been a moment when your mouth wasn't making a sound? Have you ever had the feeling that you might have said enough? I am begging you, my darling, shut up, shut up, shut up. Day or night, it does not matter. You still want to shoot the breeze. When I hear your constant chatter, I'm thinking, someone shoot me, please. Maestro, the key change. Now we are in the bedroom. So comfortably reclined. Too bad the only intercourse we're having is the conversational kind. There's just one way.
It's 8:02 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much, legendary Ace Cosby. Christy Lee's got a quick forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. We have a good chance for showers and thunderstorms between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. today. Then
Okay,
clear it
thank
out.
you. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show.
Sorry, that was quick.
I'm sorry. Where were we? A little bit of Larry Crane. Thank you, Larry. We have, let's see now. There he is. Coming up, the Ace Cosby joke of the day. I know it's moments away. I just feel it in the air.
Yes.
It's brought to you by our friends at Omaha Steaks. Christy Lee is next door in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. It's the crazycockwine.com sports desk over there, manned by Chick McGee, who's absent right now. Then we have Josh in the official sidekick chair, brought to you by orangeinsoles.com. Mr. Pat Godwin joins us from around the corner. He's in a different room, also on camera. Good to see you, Pat.
Good to see you.
I know we got a song coming up momentarily, but without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the man is not just an engineer. He's not just a legendary voice in American radio. He's also the jokesmith that is responsible for OmahaSteaks.com presents the Ace Cosby Joke of the Day, brought to you by Omaha Steaks. Wait a minute.
I like it.
Yeah, Father's Day is coming. Don't forget the steaks. I'm sorry.
Jokes, observations.
Observations. I'm sorry. Go
We
ahead.
talk about Chinese buffets all the time on the show.
Sure. Well, why wouldn't we?
First time I was at one, I went up with my first plate, and I swear something moved in one of the trays.
Oh.
Yeah. Went up for second plate, and I thought I saw it move again, and a pair of eyes looking at me.
Oh, man.
And then I had to get hit again. I went over to the server, and I said, something moved in that tray. He said, that's our Peking duck.
How about that?
By the way, which leads to the not very humorous question: is it now called Beijing duck? What have they?
No, it's still Peking duck. They stuck with it.
And that's always the one you got to order a day in advance. And
yeah,
something like that. Has anybody ever done that?
I've never done that. No,
You haven't?
I'm not
No.
a big duck fan. It's a little greasy for me.
Yeah, I've had duck, but I
Yeah, I've never had Peking.
not done that. Not done it that way.
Wow. Okay, it's interesting. I wonder. But anyway, nothing better than great Chinese food. I'll tell you.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Ace. That was brought to you not by Peking duck. They don't have that at Omaha Steaks. I probably should have mentioned that. Omaha Steaks, they do have the best stuff for Father's
Peking
Day.
beef doesn't get the
Yeah, it doesn't get the
it doesn't get the attention. The other one
it's a
does.
nice,
No.
delicious Omaha beef.
yes, better
so
than the
underscore
Peking.
that. Yeah, don't get your dad a tie for this Father's Day. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, did you ever hear of the Peking Hospital?
No.
I see you.
Unlike an ICU joke during a pandemic. It's dear hate mail.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we have a whole category of that.
Wouldn't it be funny if we did have our own an email account that was hate mail at Bob and Tom?
Oh, we need one. We get plenty of it. Okay, well, speaking of cooking,
Yes.
this is an odd story. Are you familiar with the Trojan people, Josh?
The
Trojan
condom
men.
folks?
Yes,
Yeah.
the
Sure,
condom
yeah.
folks,
They've released a cookbook, Josh.
What?
The tongue-in-cheek 69-page recipe book called Rising Time.
Get it?
Offers 25 bread recipes to remind couples to have sex at home. Each recipe offers ways couples can work up an appetite using one of Trojan's condoms, of course. Recipe names include Pump Her Nickel,
Good Lord.
It gets worse.
Ride That D.
No, wait a second. No, you got it.
These are funny.
It's rye, R-Y-E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not subtle, but
Right.
ride that D. Okay, what's the next one?
Not Without a Condom, K-N-O-T.
Okay.
And great
Wait a
in
minute.
the
Why is that? I don't even get the.
probably
like garlic nuts
garlic
or some
nuts.
kind of bread nut,
Yeah,
yeah.
bread nut.
Ah, okay.
And great in the potato sack.
Great in the potatoes.
Food's so bad, you'll want to go right to bed.
I guess. A free ebook can be downloaded from TrojanRisingTimeCookbook.com.
Usually, sex and yeast is problematic.
Yes. Yeah.
The general, would you say, Christine?
Yes. Boy, I'm glad I haven't had that in forever. Ugh. Bread photos on Trojan's Instagram are all loaves wrapped in plastic, of course.
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have any buns?
Yeah. Yeah. No buns.
No buns?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the cookbook.
Not even.
Well, buns in the oven would send a mixed message from the Trojan people.
Sure it would.
Yeah,
Certainly
it's the
would.
whole idea
You're
not,
right.
not to have a bun in the oven. Wow.
This is a story that I found it weird. Gum and mint sales are way down.
Why would that be?
Because people are around people less?
Considered impulse purchases, gums, mints, and snack bars tossed into a shopping basket as you go through the supermarket checkout line are falling because people are getting groceries delivered.
Fewer people are going to the regular grocery. I guess.
Yeah. United States sales of mints are down 30% year on year at stores tracked by market researcher Nielsen in the 11 weeks ending on May 16th. Sales of gum down 28%. Also, maybe it's because you're not around other people. You're not worried about your breath.
Yeah.
Maybe you
I would
want to
think.
keep them 6 feet away.
Yeah.
Hi, Josh.
Oh, wow.
Wow, sir, this is a breath mint.
I see you had the salmon latte.
So I'm sorry, so it said no gum sales are down. What else is down? Like breath mints and stuff?
Yes, breath mints.
Because they're not going through the line.
So National Enquirer sales are probably down?
Probably.
I'll bet, yeah.
Oh.
Magazine sales.
Yeah.
That's probably true as well. But
Do you read the magazine in line, then put it back?
No, I read the headlines.
Oh.
Like on those, Star and
Not anymore.
World News.
Well, of course, not anymore.
Got a
Before,
phone. No, but I mean, no. You got a phone now. You
Yeah.
actually read something intelligent.
Oh, wait a minute. Some of
Liz
those
Taylor,
magazines.
you'd be a fool to marry Moe of the Three Stooges. That's
Well,
that's the one I always remember. I think that was a Mad magazine. but that defined that whole. It pretty much said everything right there.
Remember the Weekly World News?
I loved
remember.
it.
Oh, I did too.
Always had
Bad
the-
Boy.
Yeah, it always had the bad Martians on the cover. Yeah,
Lobster Man.
Loved it. Yeah.
But so breath mints are down. So I guess coronavirus is curiously strong.
Yeah.
Boy, that's really unpleasant, isn't it?
Necco wafers are finally returning to store shelves after a 2-year hiatus.
Oh,
Who
thank
missed
God,
them?
said nobody.
The candy was first created by the New England Confectionery Company, Necco, back in 1847.
And it tasted like that way, too.
The company shuttered in 2018 and its assets were auctioned off. Some of Necco's classic brands, including the Necco wafers and Sweethearts.
Who bailed these people out?
I'll tell you, the Spangler Candy Company, Josh.
Thanks for nothing, Spangler.
Spangler also bought. We've said that before. Spangler. Sorry, inside joke. Spangler also bought some of the equipment used to make Neccos, and they're currently producing the candies at a facility in Mexico. The company brought back Sweethearts this year for Valentine's Day, and Necco wafers are set to return to drugstores and pharmacies this week. Other stores will receive shipments in July. Kirk Vashaw, the chairman of CEO of Spangler Candy, assured fans that the formula and packaging have remained exactly the same.
Yeah, they taste like, what is it, 1847? Man, never a good candy.
No.
Just like chalky. Just terrible.
Awful.
Wasn't there some theory a few years ago that you could heave them into those token booths at the freeway and they'd...
Oh, that's amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
that's great.
I didn't hear that
I
either.
think that caused lots and lots of problems in certain metropolitan areas.
Keep the change.
Yeah. They've been gone, so they're back from the dead.
Yes.
They missed the obvious joke. They should have called them Necro wafers. Maybe not in these times. I apologize. Hey, now with the taste of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
It's Necco
lovely.
wafers, missed by no one. Now, if you go back a story, this Trojan thing,
Trojan.
just got a letter. The Trojan company has released, what is it? It's a cookbook, right?
Yes, it is.
Online, you can, it says, this David writes, all recipes end with sticky buns.
Oh, indeed.
Apparently emptying out. Never mind.
Oh, we get that. Yeah, gosh.
I'm sorry, Christy, back to you. What else is happening?
A vintage bottle of cognac dating back to 1762. One of the oldest surviving cognacs in the world, sold for $146,000 at auction. The Gautier Cognac, one of only 3 surviving bottles of the spirit, sold by Sotheby's.
I've got I'm trying to think how I've been living in my house, I think, for 12 years. I think I've got the same bottle of soy sauce in there.
I guarantee it.
There's no way.
What's the stuff?
No, it's Worcestershire sauce that's there forever.
Is that the one that, what is it, McCormick's?
Lee and Perrins.
Oh, that's the stuff that everyone has.
With the brown wrapper.
Yeah, they use it once every decade.
And then Bitters is kind of bottled the same way. I know this because I drink too much, but.
What's the oldest thing in your refrigerator, do you think, Josh?
It might be it might be a tequila. I just keep it in my freezer and I have a shot every now and again. That's easily 2 or 3 years old.
Well, that would be the difference between your refrigerator and Chick's. Now,
would you drink this cognac, or why would you?
I imagine no.
I would imagine not, but I don't know.
Wouldn't the possibility be that it would taste terrible anyway?
I would 1762. I would think. I don't know.
No, I'm sure it's some kind of collectible. Now, coming up, we're going to talk with comedian Allie Breen, and comedian Jimmy Schubert will be joining us a little later on. We're going to throw Allie a curveball here by having my son Willie join us.
Okay.
From Chicago. And he's a kid in his mid-upper... What is it? How old is he? 27 or something?
Asking us how old your son is.
Don't expect me to keep track of this sort of thing. I've got a number of these children.
Seven.
Chick turned me onto something that was really smart a few years ago. Simply Safe Home Security, the home security system that is so simple to install and to use that it's incredibly effective, and that's why it's become the most popular security system out there. Simply Safe has spent a decade fighting against the belief that you don't need home security. Simply Safe is home security for right now, so you'll feel safe at home. Simply Safe was designed easy to use. Protect your house 24/7. You can order online at the click of a button. You open the box, you place up the sensors, you plug it in. It's wireless. And you can do it in about 20 minutes. No technician is required. No salesperson has to come into your house. You don't pay an outrageous monthly fee or sign a 2-year contract. Simply Safe was named Best Overall Home Security of 2020 by U.S. News & World Report. And their 24/7 professional monitoring costs about 50 cents a day if you want that. Check it out, simplysafetom.com to get free shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee. You'll sleep better. Protect your stuff, simplysafetom.com. Exclusively for Bob and Tom Show listeners, it's simplysafetom.com for free shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee. And you'll sleep better knowing that you feel safe because of Simply Safe. Coming up, we have a sexual fantasy that ends up in court, and it involves a broom.
How about that?
It doesn't go where you think it goes.
Okay.
As far as we know. We'll find out about that when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You just ruined it. Hope you're having a great Friday morning. Comedian relationship expert Allie Breen and comedian Jimmy Schubert on a Friday right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. More of the show coming up right after this.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. You know what Alice Cooper's been doing to pass the time during social isolation? Tap dancing. Cooper tells Billboard magazine he's got a friend who does a tap dancing class online every Wednesday, so he and the whole family do the class on plywood in the backyard. Alice Cooper says his wife and daughters are professional dancers, so they're way ahead of him, but, quote, every Wednesday is tap night. Cooper also has just released a single called Don't Give Up. Harry Connick Jr. and his daughter, filmmaker Georgia Connick, lead an all-star celebration for essential workers during the outbreak. The Connicks traveled from Connecticut to Louisiana in an RV to hear the stories of people keeping our country moving during the pandemic. The Connicks had a minimal crew and extensive safety precautions. Among the performers on the special are John Fogerty, Dave Matthews, Tim McGraw, and Branford and Wynton Marsalis. The special, called United We Sing, a Grammy salute to the unsung heroes, will air June 21st on CBS. Actors Rosie Perez and Chris Rock will star in ads urging New Yorkers to wear face coverings and to get tested for the coronavirus now that testing is more widely available. Rock joked he was tested before yesterday's news conference with Governor Andrew Cuomo and added, quote, I got a 65. He admits he doesn't confront people he sees on the street who aren't wearing masks. Instead, he said he gives them a nice side eye. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. This is Bob and Tom's program, 24/7.
Bob. And this is Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
24/7.
Now, have you ever done a cop convention or anything?
I just did one last night.
Did you really?
Yeah, you know, and they're fun because they understand stuff that I'm talking about, you know. I always say
Unlike the normal audience.
Yeah, the biggest misconception people have about police is that we really care. Because don't. If you see a wreck and you can make a U-turn, you're going to do it.
Sometimes you just get stuck.
Oh, you know, you just don't want to hear it. It's always the same thing.
Don't want to hear it.
That's true. Every time you make a traffic stop, I ain't out catching real criminals. I'll tell you the truth, lady, I'm not that good at this job. I'm trying to figure out a way to get disability without actually hurting myself.
We have Doug Moreland on the line. Doug, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
How are you?
Christy.
Doug.
Okay, your dog's name is Holly, I understand.
Holly. Short for jalapeno.
Can we hear her sing? Is that?
Yeah, it's called I Taught My Dog to Say I Love You, and she means it.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, let's hear it.
I taught my dog to say I love you. I love you. I love you.
Is there anything
It's early.
sweeter on the face of the earth?
She means it.
Yes. You're a good girl.
I love you. Come on for the Bob and Tom show.
Uh-oh.
I taught my dog to say.
Jeez.
Okay.
Are you sure you're not squeezing that dog? Sid Gurney.
Sid.
Is at the microphone. Sid, how are you?
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I think things are going pretty good so far, don't you, Sid?
No. Last night at the bar, Bob Donnie put on these dark glasses and made me tell this lady he was blind since he was a baby.
Really?
He said my job was to help line up something for him he calls a sympathy doink. So I go up to her, but before I could say hello, Donnie yells out, "Not the fat one, Sid, I'm a friend."
Prove it.
820 Q95, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you, Ace Cosby. Christy Lee has the forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. We'll see some rain this afternoon, then clearing skies, high 74. Clear tonight down to 53. Sunny all weekend, highs in the low 70s, 64 now.
Thank you very much. I'm still working with Alexa over here.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
She's stubborn.
I'm getting a lot of sass back here. Look, Alexa, play Q95 all day long. We're going to have the Bob and Tom after party. Alexa, I'm gonna have to talk to Siri, Alexa. I'm getting tired of you. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. We have the intention of hooking up with a couple of single folks here momentarily. Ooh la la. Well, there they are. What am I doing up there? Okay, wait a minute for a second. Oh, there we go. Now, okay, there's Allie Breen. There's my son Willie.
Here we go.
Not together.
Match made in heaven.
Well, that'd be weird.
Starting rumors.
Oh, Willie's a great guy. You'd like him, Allie.
I bet.
He's a great kid. And
Allie, I'm going to go on the record. My dad is being so inappropriate right now. I'm so sorry.
You have to be used to it by now.
Did he inherit all the Griswold attributes?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Allie, Tom could be your father-in-law.
Wow. That'd be something.
Thank you, Ace. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Let's go around the horn. Willie, I was trying to remember. How old are you? 28?
27.
27. Sorry.
He asked us earlier how old you were.
He did.
Wait, can I tell you why this is so funny that I can't remember it? We are both born in a year that ends in 3, and our birthdays are both in April, so we are always the same second age. So if he's 67, I'm 27. If he's 68, I'm 20. It's so easy for him.
No kidding.
It is so easy.
It's just minus 40.
Yes. Every time.
I did so well on the math SAT. I don't know why it didn't stick. Okay, and then the one thing I can remember is one of my daughter's quarter birthday is always on my birthday.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. You guys do quarter birthdays?
Of course he does.
They sure do.
That's amazing. I got made fun of for doing half birthdays when I was a kid. Quarter is egregious.
Apparently, comedian Allie Breen not familiar with the great taste of birthday cake. Any excuse, as you know, Allie, I have a cake lady.
Yes. And a pie lady.
She's busy right now working on a cake for me, actually.
There you go. So
yes.
The word is, I do. And I have a separate pie lady. A lady has a great pie store here in town. No, any excuse for birthday cake. Start celebrating your quarter birthday or anybody's quarter birthday or half birthday.
Come on.
What is wrong with you people? Who doesn't like birthday cake?
You can get a cake without having to celebrate anything.
That's like Alice in Wonderland.
Friday.
They celebrate unbirthdays.
Yeah.
And just one day don't have cake.
Well, that's wrong. You got to have a reason. And then we were discussing recently, in this weird world we're in right now, I saw one of those doctors on TV going, "Don't blow out the candles on a birthday cake."
Makes sense.
Oh,
because the germs. God, really? It's come to that? So what was the suggestion? What was the alternative, Christy, that they had? You're supposed to put the candles on a
cupcake or something else, and just
Yeah. So in any event, I
just have one candle.
Happy birthday, Willie.
Yeah.
Well, his birthday was in April.
Oh, it's still April, isn't it?
No, it's not still April.
Almost
it's
June.
Closer to June than.
I'm with Tom on this one. I have no idea what day it is anymore. Completely lost.
And especially this week.
Yeah.
With Monday off.
Right.
I was scolded for taking the garbage down yesterday and was informed that never mind.
Well, it's a day later this week because of Memorial
I can't stand it. I'm losing my mind. Well, welcome to the show. My son Willie is a comedian based in Chicago. Allie Breen is a comedian based in New York. Pat Godwin is a comedian based at my old house, and he joins us. We have a new song coming up from Pat. And there's Josh Arnold over there. Have I introduced everybody? Christy Lee?
So.
Okay. Now, Allie, the segment, you take letters.
Yes.
And we try to help people with their love lives. We're all ready. What do you got?
Dear Allie, my roommate's boyfriend is so loud when he finishes, he lets out like a Tarzan yell.
Oh, man.
Sounds about right. I had a guy over the other night and we both burst out laughing and they totally hurt us.
Yes.
And now my roommate's been furious with me ever since. I don't think it's my fault. She should be mad at her boyfriend for sounding like a bullhorn, right?
Yes.
Right. Not your fault.
How does she not laugh?
Exactly.
Honestly.
Well, it's hard.
For some guys, is that necessary? He doesn't have to do that, does he?
I don't think so. Yeah.
No.
Wow. I wonder how loud she is. I hear her boyfriend's name is Tom.
Throw your name in the mix.
You can see your son's face.
Yeah.
Like you can.
All of our face.
I don't really yell when I'm done. I just go, I'm sorry, that never happened.
Wow. It's entirely that's entirely fine for her to start laughing.
Yes.
In that
Of
situation.
course.
Roommate needs to get over it.
Yeah.
And you should tell her, hey, I'm going to laugh again if I hear it again.
Now, Allie, have you ever been in a situation where there was a code involved when there was a roommate? Like you get home,
yeah, in
is it
college,
the tie
definitely.
on the door.
Oh, do you remember the code?
It was shoes. I mean, it was so obvious. It was like high heel shoes outside the door. So I think everyone knew what was going on.
So if there were high heeled shoes outside the door, you had to go to a different apartment?
Yeah, pretty much. I had to stay with a friend.
You didn't just sit down next to the shoes and wait?
Oh, I've seen that
but
before.
I was going to say I've seen that too. I've seen that walking through the halls.
So pathetic.
No, not to suggest that you have had innumerable adventures in the world of
romance.
Why would you ever suggest that?
Of single romance. Have you ever been unable to find one or both of your shoes at the end of one of these encounters, or perhaps any article of clothing? Have you?
Worse, I've lost underwear before. That happens.
yeah.
You lose underwear.
It's probably framed somewhere.
No, I found out what happened.
Next to your photograph that they put in the
Your
comics.
headshot.
Right. The headshot.
I found out what happened because it wasn't a one-night stand. It was someone I was dating a couple times, and one time I just completely lost my underwear, and the dog had taken it, and it was with like the dog's playthings, So that's if anyone ever loses their underwear, stop looking at the
If I could do a joke that may be a little awkward, I'm surprised the cat didn't take it.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh. We did it.
Not to suggest any fish-like. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah. A pelican swooped in and took it.
Hey. Sorry, Allie.
So embarrassing.
You're not embarrassed. You love it.
Yeah, the roommate thing, always awkward.
Yeah.
I didn't have a roommate very long. Just one roommate, I think.
Oh,
over
God.
all the years.
Wow.
I know. I got
was
lucky.
always thrilled when my friends would have girls over. And,
like to listen? Do you?
I didn't really like to listen, but if I heard something, I'd go, that boy. Go get him, Tiger.
By the way, this editor's note, this is very disturbing news.
What do you mean? Don't you like it when your friends hook up?
I don't want to hear this. I
love it.
It might be nice to hear your friends hook up, but to hear "atta boy, go get him" through the wall is a whole other story.
I didn't care for that.
Weird high-fiving.
No, Josh just
Hurry
stood
up.
in the window like a
Hurry up, Sports Center's about to start. Stuff
he
like
stood
that.
in the window like a third base coach. Got a cup to the door. You got this. Waving flags.
Oh, God. Yeah, I just remember sitting in the living room by yourself, and suddenly some strange woman walks by and with a towel on. Hi.
Oh.
Man, no, feel free. They're my Cokes. You can have one. Yeah, good luck. He's probably got the clap, by the way. You might
That was a legitimate thing with one of my roommates and I, where it would be, hey, the girl I was with last night ate your Chinese food. Oh, man!
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's get to another letter. Our guest is comedian Allie Breen, Allibreen. I spell it out because you can reach Allie on various social media platforms with your love troubles, and we'll try to help out.
Yes, please. Okay. Dear Allie, for the last month or so, my girlfriend always wears yoga pants, and she always has a camel toe. I love it when it's in private with me, but I don't like it when she goes out and other guys can see it. Can I ask her to pretty please just wear jeans in public, or is that too much?
I think, isn't there some kind of a slip-in device to prevent camel toe?
Yes, but you can also buy your pants so they're not so tight.
Sort of a camel sock?
No, seriously, isn't there like
there's both. There's the preventer and then there's the enhancer, if you'll recall.
Right.
Remember that?
Do girls know that they're showing camel toe?
Hell yes, they know.
So you think she's aware?
Of course.
Yeah, I think she's aware.
I don't think they always know, though.
Really?
You think so? I mean...
Boy, I do.
Yeah.
I can't. Ugh.
Can you
no
feel
way.
it?
Yeah, I can't. I don't like it. I don't like that look. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You can feel
I would
it
assume that people didn't always know.
Yeah, I think it'd be okay for him to say something, but I mean, I don't think maybe it's not his job to come up with a solution. I think he should say something. Hey, look, you.
I prefer that be just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
is
you
that
could
a
say
thing
that.
guys like, by the way? Do guys like that,
what?
or is that not a
Not really.
thing at all?
I'm not. No, not really.
Okay.
I think some things are best.
True story.
Okay.
You like the camel toe?
No, I saw a woman at Kroger. This is absolutely true. I am not making a word of this up. She was a hefty gal.
Yeah.
Kind of a beef cadet. Carrying, I swear to God, she was carrying two watermelons in her arms.
Right.
Wearing a pair of brown stretch pants with the worst case of camel toe I've ever seen.
Oh.
It was, I lost my appetite there for a while. Right there at the Kroger right here.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
The savings never stop.
Man, I'll tell you what. No camel toe.
I think he should say something.
Yeah, I do too.
But I don't think it's up to him to figure out how to fix it.
If he walked outside with his balls hanging out, she'd go, "Hey, honey, you want to maybe change pants?"
Well, I don't think he can say something, and I also don't think he can go, "Hey, happy birthday! Guess what I got you? It's a sliver to cover your camel toe.
Yeah.
You can blow the candles out on it."
But I got you a cake. Okay, well, let's get to our next letter. Allie Breen is our guest. Allie?
Dear Allie, I've been doing Zoom happy hours, which only seem to make me more lonely.
Oh.
It goes from me being drunk and social with friends to me being drunk and alone in my couch in like 2 seconds. I've been on all the dating apps, and guys really don't care about this quarantine at all and would come over in a second. Is it time to finally just cave?
Oh, that's up to you.
Boy.
It depends. Do you have a ventilator?
Actually, I have friends who are on the apps and say that throughout this whole thing, most guys do not care. They'll come over in a second.
That's
no matter
because they're
what.
guys.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Totally up to you, honey.
But if they're making you more depressed, don't you think you might want to stay off of them?
What are people getting
or
on
Zoom?
these?
Yeah, she should. If the happy hours aren't happy,
Don't
stop
do it.
doing those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to hook up with a dude, wash your hands, gargle.
Wear a mask, reverse cowgirl, do something.
Wash his hands.
Yeah, wash his hands.
Yeah.
We
No
had
face to face.
maybe get one of those cones of silence. They had them in the French restaurant. It's just it looks like a big plexiglass lampshade.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No heavy breathing. Wear a mask. This is all so depressing.
Yeah, it is.
Are they doing pornos with masks on now?
They are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Now, I don't know about if you Google, we talked about it one morning and I looked it up.
I can't remember, but they're already doing
on
them.
Pornhub, you can look up Corona porn and they have masked people.
They started that like week 1. They had, the porn industry's always on top.
Yeah. So to speak.
Their big thing was basically, hey, you know where you can get the vaccine for coronavirus? try some. Yeah.
Really?
But I was going to have to really complete that for you guys.
Could we get back to the guy that yells like Tarzan when he's done? That's so. I wonder. Does he do the Tarzan thing the whole time?
That would be
like, does it start with me horny, you Jane? My name's Sylvia.
Do you guys ever worry about your O face?
No.
No?
No. Just glad to be there.
Allie?
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Yeah.
I think about it.
What's
Go
that?
ahead, sorry.
No,
I said I think about it. What were you going to say, Willie?
I'm more concerned about all the sweat that's dripping than the face. Yeah.
Oh, are you a sweater?
Yeah, I'm a big man. I'm 250 plus, so there's a lot of water coming down.
I'm concerned about my credit card going through.
Do girls look for the O face? Do they go, oh, he's going to have, I want to see what his O face is?
I don't think you look for it, but I mean, it's part of the deal, isn't it?
I insist on it. Look at my O face. Look at my O face.
Look at it, boy, Josh. The restraints won't let my neck move. Oh, no, she wouldn't call you Josh. She'd say, but mister. The restraints won't let my neck move. Now, Allie, I've got a real quick question.
Yeah.
Are you in New York City right now?
I am, yes.
Now, are you back at your own apartment?
I'm back in my own apartment. No drilling today.
I can't help it. There's no drilling because you've been, every time we've talked to you recently, there's been construction going on. Then you went to a different apartment and there was construction there.
Yes, exactly. It's been following me.
Now, Pat, didn't you do a tribute to the drilling at Allie's place?
I got some for Allie. Yeah, here we go.
Oh.
Dear Allie, I have a big drill. I drill in the morning by your windowsill. I work at your complex. I'm quite sure you heard. I waved to you one day, but you flipped me the bird. Signed, Loud Driller. Loud driller. I've had my fill. I hide under my pillar and take sleeping pills. You've been drilling all day during this quarantine. You may have a big drill, but a tiny ball peen. Signed, Dear Allie.
All right.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. Most carpenters get a ball peen hammer just so they can do the jokes.
No, do they really?
Not really that handy. I don't really have a lot of use
What
for
is a ball peen hammer?
It's got the one side.
It's got
the one
little
side's got
round
a regular
ball.
kind of hammer instead of a claw on the back.
Right.
It's got a little ball on it.
What's it for?
What's the point of that?
So that carpenters can do great jokes. I really don't know. We have time for one more letter. We're discussing this with comedian Allie Breen. Coming up, we're going to talk with Jimmy Schubert, and my son Willie is also on the line. He's a comedian based in Chicago. I should say stuck in Chicago. With Allie stuck in New York City. Okay, Allie, what do you got?
Okay, we're keeping on this O theme. I've been faking orgasms with my husband for our entire marriage.
Oh my gosh.
I'm very tired. I don't want to do it anymore. How badly will it hurt our relationship to tell him the truth and not have to moan and try to fake shake anymore?
Oh my God.
Ooh.
And I don't think you have to tell him, but you do have to talk to him about what it is you want and what gets you off, and just start having them for real. You don't have to tell him that the others were fake.
Yeah.
Ignore that.
Go.
Just
Josh, smart.
I say you do a Tarzan yell. And I think we're done. You can do it fairly quickly, and the world is won.
Yes.
Well, Allie, thank you so much. You can reach Allie Breen, ALLIBREEN. I hope you get out of. Can't you just get on an airplane and go somewhere and get out of New York for a while?
Yes. And I actually did recently. So I took the antibody test and I have the antibodies.
Oh, really?
So supposedly immune from this strain of COVID, which, I don't know. They say it's not 100%.
Yeah,
that
every day there's new information. It's incredibly confusing. I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't either. So, but it's getting to that point. And, in New York, especially with Memorial Day weekend, people are out. People are ready to break out. So I think they're starting to slowly let things loosen up.
The results of your test, I think, show that you are 50% likely to have had it 10% of the time, but only 75% chance of giving it to somebody else.
So what you want to do is yell like Tarzan while you're okay. Thanks,
and that
Allie.
keeps everyone away.
Thank you, Allie.
Bye, guys.
See ya, Lily. See ya. Right now, I look over there and I can't believe it. It's the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair.
How about this? Huh?
With Josh Arnold. And now, Josh, the key to Orange Insoles is that you're holding a pair right there.
Yes.
There's also a pair, like my feet, at the bottom of your feet.
Right. Yeah, there's a pair in my shoes right now, but these look a little newer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the whole point of Orange Insoles is everything starts at the bottom. It's like building a house. You can build a great house if you have a crappy foundation. Guess what? Your house is going to sink.
You know what else I like about the Orange Insoles, Tom, is you can ham bone with them.
You can? Well,
you think that helped?
That's awkward in so many ways.
All right.
Just leave it right there. Now, let's say if you work, you're on your feet. The bottoms of your shoes are, especially if they've got those soft, odor eater type things. Those aren't giving you any support. You got to support your arches. Orange Insoles, it will make your back feel better. Just give them a try because there's a special money back guarantee, a 60-day we want you to be happy guarantee from Orange Insoles. Go to orangeinsoles.com and find out. They're inexpensive. If you're experiencing sore feet due to plantar fasciitis or back pain or knee pain, weight distribution issues, try them. I think you're really going to like them. I've been a fan forever. Orangeinsoles.com. It's easy to navigate there, help you choose the correct insoles based on your intended activities. Maybe it's work boots or casual shoes or what have you. So check it out, orangeinsoles.com. Good friends of the show. Tell them the Bob and Tom Show sent you. When we come back, we have a very, very odd story involving
sex,
a courtroom, a sexual fantasy, and a broom. And the broom does not go where you think it does.
Oh,
just
okay.
In
the broom closet?
Yeah, there's no Dahmer.
Yeah, that's where it belongs.
No Dahmer thing going on here.
Oh.
When we come back, this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Reach us toll free at 1-888-BOB-TOM-1 or at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Kid Tarmac.
Bob and Tom 24/7. I'm Mark Allison on a Friday, May 29th. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. Hey, we're trying to get the Bob and Tom YouTube channel all underway, and you can help by going there today and subscribing. It's no cost to you. Subscribe now to Bob and Tom's YouTube channel. Go to bobandtom.tv or just search Bob and Tom TV. Subscribe now to watch. You can be kicking back and watching Bob and Tom Tonight on Bob and Tom's YouTube channel, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Bob and Tom archives, the highlights, all accessible right there on Bob and Tom's YouTube channel. Subscribe right now. Go do it. I'm Mark Allison with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Chase Elliott capped a busy stretch for NASCAR by winning the Alsco uniforms at Charlotte Motor Speedway yesterday, finishing 2.2 seconds ahead of Denny Hamlin. Elliott reeled in Kevin Harvick with 27 laps remaining and closed out his first Cup victory of the season. Ryan Blaney third, followed by Ricky Stenhouse and Kurt Busch. The rain-delayed event closed a frantic 12-day period that featured 4 Cup races, 2 each in North and South Carolina. Organizers have canceled the Boston Marathon for the first time in its 124-year history due to social distancing requirements of the coronavirus outbreak. The race had endured through 2 world wars, a volcanic eruption, and a previous pandemic. The race draws a field of 30,000 and had already been postponed from April 20th to September 14th. Organizers determined that it would be canceled for the first time in its 124-year history. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell hopeful coaches will be able to return to their team facilities by next week. Goodell also said during the owners' conference call the virtual offseason is being extended for 2 more weeks. NFL Executive Vice President of Communications, Public Affairs, and Policy Jeff Miller said the league's first consideration is, of course, the health and safety of the public and the players and the employees and the people who will be participating. There you have it, your sports update for Friday. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
I took you to the airport today. Said you'd be back 2 weeks from today. I came home, I was so lonely and sad, and that's why I'm screwing your sister. That's why I'm screwing your sister. She's got the same laugh. She's got the same nose. Like you, she likes to suck on my toes. Seems so funny, I don't miss you as much now that I've been screwing your sister. Picked you up from your gate today, but you were acting in such a strange way. It was then you put together the pieces, the fun I had with your nieces. They got the same eyes, they've got that same face. Like you, they like to wear that black lace. Seems so funny, I don't miss you as much. How I love your nieces to pieces. Started posing those questions to me, but I didn't want to hurt you, you see. It was then that you were to uncover the orgy we had at your brother's. I screwed your cousin Sue, I mounted Aunt Jean. Boy, I really made your grandmother scream. Seems so funny we don't miss you as much now that I've been screwing your family. It's all good.
Hey, man, this is Donnie Baker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I went to the with the doctor that gives the allergy thing where you get. You ever had that? Where they prick every? Oh gosh, it's a lot of needle.
Are you allergic to anything?
2 kinds of dust mites, ragweed.
Goodness.
Hard work. And any project that David Spade is associated with. So
there you go.
But so far, so good. I think we're over medicated. Is what I think as far as
I agree.
I was a little depressed for a while. I just admit it was I'm fine now, but I thought about taking this medicine, and then I read the side effects. Yeah, frequent nosebleeds, dry heaves, ringing of the ears, bleeding gums, toe numbness, blackouts, full contact rage, itchy, scaly genitals, nasal sores, teeth rot, explosive diarrhea, implosive diarrhea. I think I'll just sit back and be a little mopey.
Sure, I agree.
I had mono, but this...
Q95, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy has a quick forecast.
Q95, Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Thunderstorms and showers possible during midday, then clearing 74. Sunny for the weekend. Highs in the low 70s. Right now, 65 degrees.
Are you in the Jeep?
I am in the Jeep.
Where'd you get that Jeep?
I got it at Westgate Auto.
And we'll be hearing about that later.
You really scared me for a second.
That was not Tom's fault. I'll just go on record.
That was my fault.
Legendary Ace Cosby.
No, we'll hear about that in about 15 minutes. They are great people.
Premature commercialization. Let's see. What was I going to mention? Free Gas Friday. Details on that for first responders and great healthcare workers. That's coming up. I'll tell you more about that a little bit later on, thanks to our friend Jeff Chapman and the convenience stores of Speedway. The convenience stores of Speedway. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show, where apparently no one will sing along.
I'm sorry, I was coughing on my water.
We have found ourselves in the presence of Ace Cosby, our engineer. And the guy in the orange chair over there is the spokesman for OrangeInsoles.com.
That's right.
Who is actually in the OrangeInsoles.com sidekick chair.
Happy to be.
Now, the OmahaSteaks.com Ace Cosby Joke of the Day chair brought to you by Omaha Steaks. Could somebody edit this? Don't forget Father's Day. Father's Day is coming, and your dad does not want another tie. He wants steaks.
When's
Trust
Father's
me.
Day, Tom?
Huh?
When's Father's Day?
It's coming up.
June 11th or June 14th?
21st.
Oh.
Is that one of those?
Well, quite honestly, I don't have to remember it anymore.
What's Willie getting?
Willie, do you have a gift already for your dad?
Why would I ever get my dad a gift? He would just hate it. I'm not going to get him anything.
Well, I know
Maybe
he
I'll
would like
call him.
Omaha Steaks. He talks about it all the
he
time.
loves Omaha Steaks.
Yeah.
He loves Omaha Steaks.
Now,
Excuse me.
Actually,
He's not known for opening gifts, is he?
No.
No.
Willie and I, when Willie was in high school, there was a period of time where the house was just what? It was me, you, and Charlie, I guess?
It was just me and you, and Charlie would only eat delivery pizza. So me and you
So Willie
ate
and I
steaks
every night.
We ate for a month, and it was the greatest. It was the greatest month of my life. And I was telling my buddy about it. I was like, "Yeah, me and my dad really bonded. We did different marinades. We used the grill. It was incredible."
We did an experiment. It was scientific.
You guys were just eating red meat like you were trying to dodge the draft?
We would do different marinades every night.
Uh-huh.
So I'd get up in the morning, throw a couple steaks into a baggie, throw them in the fridge with a different marinade. We did it for more than a month.
So what is your favorite marinade from that point? Do you still use the same marinade?
I don't.
Really?
I've gotten to the point where I just like a nice.
That's how I am.
I like it just as it is.
Yeah,
the way
me
God
too.
made it.
Nothing. Yep.
But yeah, we did that for a long, long time. That was great. Those
All I
were the
remember
days.
about it, it's one of my really beloved childhood memories. And I asked my dad about it lately because I was doing my own little steak experiment here. And I was like, God, that was so great. We ate steaks. It was incredible. Just good time with you. And he goes, I talked to my doctor. My cholesterol went through the roof. It was terrible. It was a terrible idea. I'd eat healthy for years.
Exactly. There are guys who got out of Nam because they did that.
In its place, nothing better than a delicious steak. Let's see, where was I? The crazycockwine.com sports desk is unoccupied this morning. Chick's a little under the weather. Hope he starts feeling better immediately.
Yes.
The Navy,
Immediately, yeah.
The Navy Federal Credit Union news desk is occupied by Christy Lee. She's right over there. And when that phone rings, it is indeed the track phone hotline. Now, Christy, we've been talking about this story. This is really odd, so you're going to have to pay attention. And it actually involves a judge and a court. Go ahead.
A pair of men broke into a home to help realize a stranger's sexual fantasy.
Oh, boy.
But broke into the wrong house. The incident occurred in New South Wales, Australia last year when John McGregor woke up and heard someone in his home, but initially thought it was his friend who uses his kitchen to make coffee.
All right.
So already it's weird.
Yeah.
Yes. He then heard a stranger ask, "Is your name Kevin?" McGregor took off his sleep apnea mask and turned on a light.
This is so far one of my favorite stories ever. It's the greatest.
There's a lot of weird details.
Yes.
McGregor took off his sleep apnea mask, turned on a light to see two men holding machetes by his bedside.
Oh, my God.
The men said they were told to pick up Kevin. But after the victim explained he was not Kevin and that no one named Kevin lived there, the men apologized and left. It was revealed that the men had been paid $5,000 to break into a house, tie up a man they had never met, and rub his underwear with a broom, but they had the wrong address.
Rub?
So some guy paid somebody and said, "You're going to break into my house."
Right. With machetes.
Not some guy. It was Kevin.
No. That's right.
Yeah, it's Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin is the guy that paid $5,000 bucks. He wanted these, I guess, two guys with machetes to break in and.
Meanwhile, Kevin's in his bed going, I sure hope no one breaks in.
District Court Judge Sean
Door's
Grant.
wide open.
So then now,
look, the broom is right by the door.
So this is where this gets weird because this ends up in a court of law.
Yeah, the District Court Judge Sean Grant's recent decision on this case reads, quote, "The facts of the case are unusual. Kevin Costello enjoys sexual fantasies. John McGregor does not." Grant ultimately ruled that the accused was not guilty of intimidation as the pair had not entered the home with criminal intent. So apparently the guy pressed charges. District Court Judge Sean Grant also noted that the men were polite and respectful despite the bizarre circumstances.
Okay. Yeah. They're professionals.
Yeah.
But they still broke into the house. I would think that would.
Yeah, they broke into the house holding machetes, and they woke him up standing there by his bed. I guess the court awarded him $25 just for new sheets.
Well, Josh, I know that you had a sexual fantasy that involved a broom. Unfortunately, there was a witch involved. Not what you were hoping
Elvira?
for. Yeah.
Oh, dude, who doesn't have a fantasy about Elvira?
I don't.
Josh,
Let me have this, Christy. You and Elvira.
what was that thing? I went downtown to see one of my girls was going to see some
JoJo Siwa or whoever that was.
I had no idea. So I didn't go.
Right.
Kelly took the girls, but I ended up meeting you at some convention.
Yeah, Horror Hound convention.
And you waited in line for quite some time to get a photograph with Elvira.
I did. About an hour, yeah. Got a picture with Elvira. Met her.
Did you wait with him?
Oh, no.
No.
I saw him walking around laughing, taking the occasional picture of me. He thought I was so pathetic.
The only line my dad has ever waited in is a ski lift line.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that.
Okay. I might wait in line to. You're right. What did you say to Elvira?
I just said, "Oh my gosh, what a pleasure to meet you. I'm a big fan." She was like, "Oh, thank you," and she put her hand on my knee.
Ooh.
Oh.
And she didn't do that to the guy in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to think there was a little,
Because you're
little
special.
chemistry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
I'm letting you revel in the.
Got a professional photo.
Okay, that's
It's only
very nice.
$800.
You did not.
No,
pay
of
that.
course not.
I have a question about this case.
Yeah.
So the guy, when he heard someone in this house, he wasn't upset because he thought it was his buddy coming over to make coffee.
Now that in and of itself is a bit weird,
Seems
isn't it?
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because Australians are just chill guys and they have their buddies come over and make, hey, come on, make some coffee.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Get on over here.
It doesn't give a timeline. I would assume it was the middle of the night, right?
It was in the morning, I think.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Now, Pat, do you have a song about this?
I do. Here we go.
Oh. I had no idea.
We want to be with you, tie you up like a kangaroo, we're your secret fantasy. You say, why are you in my room with a machete and a broom? There's been a mix-up, can't you see? Oops, wrong house. We must confess, must have got the wrong address. Please don't call the cops. I wish we'd known much sooner and not pulled a Robert Downey Jr. Didn't mean to cause you pain. We were paid to rub your fruit of the loom with a common kitchen broom. Please allow us to explain. Oops, wrong house. Your name isn't Kevin. This isn't house 417. Oops, wrong house.
Oh, a Bee Gees ending.
New Zealand, but yeah.
God, you got all the facts right. That was great.
I love that story.
I can't help but notice you're wearing a shirt with your name on it. Is that the Christy Lee Christmas gift?
Yeah, she came to all of us.
Yeah.
That is nice. Makes it easier for me to introduce everybody.
Sure. That's why I got them.
Coming up, children should get some.
Coming up, we'll also be joined by comedian Jimmy Schubert. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Check out the Bob and Tom Show app and let your voice be heard. Our contact info is right there.
All day, all night, all Bob and Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom Show on Bob and Tom 24/7. I'm Mark Allison. Thanks so much for joining us on a Friday. Allie Breen and Jimmy Schubert on the way. And at every dollar spent at bobandtomstore.com for the foreseeable future goes directly to feeding America. So buy now and buy often. Every hat you buy goes directly to helping those folks in need. Feeding America, you don't have to buy at the Bob and Tom store, although it's easy to do. You can just go and directly donate to Feeding America. Look it up yourself. Find out they're doing great work across the country, helping to replenish those food pantries for all of those folks laid off of work that need help right now. So head to bobandtomstore.com. Buy yourself a hat and help feed America.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. The nation's capital is starting to reopen. Starting today, a tiny slice of pre-pandemic normality starts returning to D.C. as the 3-month-old coronavirus stay-home order is replaced by the first phase of a reopening plan. It's a major turning point in the District of Columbia's road to recovery after 3 solid months of economic and social lockdown. The president is escalating his war on social media companies, signing an executive order challenging the liability protections that have served as bedrock for unfettered speech on the internet. President Donald Trump declared he was fed up with what he considers bias, as prepared to sign the order on Thursday. Still, the move appears to be more political than substance, as the president aims to rally supporters after he lashed out at Twitter for applying fact checks to 2 of his tweets. And a 103-year-old Massachusetts woman has defied the odds and survived a bout with the coronavirus. Shelley Gunn is Jean Steinya's granddaughter. She describes her grandmother as feisty. 3 weeks ago, Steinya was the first person at her Willowbram nursing home to test positive for coronavirus. The outlook was grim. Ms. Gunn, her husband Adam, and her 4-year-old daughter Violet called to say what they thought were going to be their final goodbyes. But on May 13th, Gunn got the news that Steinya had recovered. To celebrate, Miss Steinya enjoyed one of her favorite beverages, an ice-cold beer. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
A jogger in Australia has been caught pooping in a community garden.
And now here's Pat Godwin with In an Aussie Poopin' Garden.
Go ahead.
In the rain.
He's got a song.
I'd like to be jogging carefree and poop in an Aussie's garden by the street. Oh, don't use a loo for a little secret poo. In an Aussie's poopy garden, watch your feet. And we can go on if you'd like.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Oh, Monsieur Kiki is a very fine cat with a small little head and a little party hat, and he sits very quietly upon the TV set. Monsieur Kiki cat. Oh, he ate a robin, he ate a wren, and he ate a tufted titmouse and then a wren again. He is stuffed with feathers like he was then, oh, Monsieur Kiki cat. Long before there was cable TV, the reception of the aerial was bad on Channel 3, unless the cat coincidentally sat upon the television. Oh, the years went by, and his soul it did depart, but now he is a knick-knack through the taxidermist's art. With a tinfoil flag on his tail eternally. The reception is exceptional upon Channel 3. 'Cause Monsieur Kiki is a very fine cat with a small little head and a little party hat, and he sits very quietly upon the TV.
902 Q95, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Christy, you drive your Jeep to work today?
I sure did, Tom. Thanks to Westgate Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
If they can't do it, nobody can.
They have a Beat It Cash It event going on right now at Westgate. And if they can't beat the new vehicle deal you'll get at any local Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram dealer, guess what? they're going to pay you $2,500. You heard me right. You have nothing to lose, so much to gain, like $2,500 if Westgate doesn't give you the best deal on a new 2019 or 2020 Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram. See it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. It's the Beat It or Cash It event going on now. Get the lowest price or be on the way to the bank with $2,500. Westgate off Highway 40, next to Kohl's in Plainfield, or online anytime you need them at westgateauto.com.
Thank you very much. Free Gas Friday, what does that mean? Well, we're helping out some healthcare workers and first responders. Details at q95.com. It's courtesy of the convenience stores of Speedway and Chapman Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing as we wind up the month of May here in Indy.
Man.
But the race is coming in August. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. We have a slight change in the crew this morning.
Yeah.
Chick's a little under the weather. Sitting in for Chick right now. It's my son, Willie, in Chicago. Hey, Willie, how are you?
Hey, how about ya?
That's what we needed.
Oh, Chick would be proud.
I feel
Yes, he would.
Coming up, we have the How About You jingle in a matter of moments. But first, let's see. There's Christy Lee at the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Josh is in the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair.
Hello.
The OmahaSteaks.com Ace Cosby's Joke of the Day, presented by Omaha Steaks, is Ace Cosby, our engineer. This is the home of the track phone hotline and the crazycockwine.com sports desk. Now, there's Willie, there's Pat Godwin. Great song, Pat.
Thanks.
Josh was singing it during the break.
I sure was.
Were you really?
Yeah. Oops, wrong house.
Oops, wrong house. What a weird story. Some guy hires a couple guys for some sexual fantasy. They go to the wrong house, scare the bejesus out of a guy with machetes and a broom.
Man, oh, man.
Very odd. Very odd.
Hey, Josh, did you hear about the movie they're making about a sexual break-in incident? Did you hear about it?
No.
Did you hear what it's called?
No, I didn't.
It's called Ocean 69.
It's a sexual break. Now, Willie, since you brought up the famous How About Ya, I don't know if you've heard this. This is something new. How About Ya? You want to describe it?
Oh, it's Chick's new catchphrase that's sweeping the nation. Everybody loves it. It only has one naysayer. Tom.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's listen to this. This is a new take on it.
How about you? How about you? How about you? Bum, bum, bum. Chick McGee is here to say how about you? Bum, bum, bum. How about you? How about you? How about you? Bum, bum, bum. How about you?
Hello there.
Isn't that great?
I had to throw in hello there.
Little amalgam mashup. Is that the?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Willie, has the coronavirus situation affected the price of the legal weed in Chicago?
I don't think so. I have to re-up this weekend. When this started, I bought so much weed because I was afraid that we were all going to get shut in, and I've finally gone through it all. But I'll keep you posted. I do know this. The dispensaries, this is kind of funny. You know when you go to the doctor, how they have like Men's Health magazine or whatever?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
The dispensaries have High Times sitting out there that you could read.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Why not?
I picked up one of those High Times magazines, and I remember it had a centerfold of a photograph of some whatever
marijuana plant
bud or whatever. Yeah,
but it was sort of like a weird version of Playboy magazine.
Yes.
Hey, have you seen Miss April? Look at the buds on.
Does weed go stale?
It definitely can. I actually have these little. Like a silicon or whatever silica packet that you'd have in like.
Oh yeah, the do not eat this. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, they have that equivalent that keeps your weed fresh.
Oh, okay. Or do they have
I'm glad that they're going to that great length. Yeah, and I was worried about how to keep my guac from turning brown.
Yeah. You figure that out. Let me know.
Apparently, lemon juice.
I've tried it.
I know. It doesn't work as well as you'd hope.
No.
Oh, yeah. We're talking guac or pot? What's going on
guac.
here?
Guac. I don't do pot.
Okay,
that could be a new segment that I do, guac or pot. I ask about.
What are you just going to get high and eat a bunch of guac? That sounds awesome.
Oh, this is a...
Willie, can we have a pot guac day when this is all over?
I say we do it.
All right.
Different kinds of guacamole, different variants of weed.
And you guys could review them.
Yes.
Yeah, too much lime ruins the guacamole.
I agree.
Attention, many restaurants.
Yes. I don't agree.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind it. I like lime.
Why don't you just squirt lime all over your chips, okay?
I like lime chips, actually. You can buy them.
Yet another reason we're not together.
As if that would ever be a possibility.
I'm trying to find this story that Chick had yesterday. Here it is. This is an odd. There's a sequel to this, and I don't have it in front of me. But the guy, what's his name? Bob Baffert, the great horse trainer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One of his horses is hurt.
Well, a couple of his horses yesterday were, I guess, tentatively put on some kind of probation, I guess.
Because of lidocaine or something like that?
Yeah, lidocaine, which incidentally sounds like the name of the horse.
Right.
It's lidocaine in the clubhouse turn.
But he had one that was a favorite for the Belmont, and he had to scratch the horse because he hurt his ankle yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's a legit sports story.
Yes, that's a legit sports
story. I can't get it to come up right now.
The ankle injury isn't, well, in this, I mean...
It's a different horse than one of the ones that was suspected of having...
It is different.
And it's not fatal, right?
No,
as
not that
leg
I know
injuries
of.
can be for horses.
That's incredibly depressing.
It is.
Yeah. Bring out the little tent.
Oh, I twisted my ankle. Well, get the shotgun.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Willie, I was talking earlier about the fact that I'm a big fan of birthday cake.
Sure.
And as you know, as being one of my children, I just started this tradition of celebrating quarter birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't have quarter birthdays when I was a kid.
Let alone
We didn't
half
have that.
birthdays.
Yeah.
We just had regular birthdays.
Yeah, he didn't like you as much as he likes these little girls.
No, it's just
they are. His
That's
favorite.
true.
Yeah.
That's confirmed.
That's completely false.
Well, it's what it kind of sounds like.
No, it's just that when I suddenly realized I didn't know about this until my little girl last year went, "Today's my half birthday. Do we have a cake?" I don't know who told her this, so we got in the car and went and got a cake.
Uh-huh.
And then I found out about this quarter birthday thing because my birthday is her quarter birthday. So,
Yeah, but as many kids as you have, wouldn't you have a birthday every week at your house?
Precisely. See, what's wrong with you guys? Don't you like birthday cake?
Well, yes, but...
Now, last week we got Josh a delicious birthday cake.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, I did a little survey. You'll like this, Willie, and I texted a bunch of people on the show, and I said, I forget what kind of cake Josh likes. And they said he likes wedding cake.
White wedding cake with white
wedding
icing.
cake with white frosting.
Yep. Love it.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
Oh, my gosh. It was great. Yeah.
Now, if I could remember when your birthday was, we could do a quarter birthday cake. I think it's perfectly reasonable.
Well, I can just let you know. When
It's
my
May 16th, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my birthday. But
but I'm not going to write that down or I have to put it in some kind of computer so it reminds me on May 14th.
You know, your phone does that.
I can barely handle my phone as it is. I got home yesterday and found out it was... Did you know that yesterday was International Hamburger Day?
I found about it yesterday late after the show.
Did
I
not
did.
know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my days.
So I went and bought some burgers.
Did you?
Absolutely. So did some hamburgers. But anyways, Willie, I'm sorry that when you were a kid we didn't do your quarter birthday.
It's okay. I'm not that worried about it. I got plenty of cake.
Did we do half birthday?
No, I don't think so. I don't think.
Because I think half the time I forgot your birthday.
Are we gonna? Yeah, I really wasn't worried about it. As long as I get the cake, I'm okay.
Okay, well, now, is it true that with weed and guacamole is the same thing true? Is green weed good and brown weed bad?
Well, there's all kinds of different color. There's like weed that's green that has little orange hairs on it. There's purple weed. No, it's good. That's what you want. You want stuff that looks kind of funky and kind of weird.
Really? Okay.
One time I got weed that was so purple one time it was gray, and I thought it was so cool.
That's just gray.
Purple weed.
That is a weed guy thing to say. Man, this is so purple, it's gray. Well, maybe it's just gray.
Yeah. Maybe when you said that you were hot.
Yeah. When I said it just now, I realized how uninteresting it was.
Yes.
Trust me, when you're stoned and you're 17, this is the gospel. This is incredibly interesting stuff.
Man, this is great. Call your friends. Let's grab on one more news story from Christy Lee because we're going to hook up in just a few minutes with a great comedian, Jimmy Schubert.
A bird is accused of being a spy. Would be a pigeon. The so-called Pakistani spy pigeon is now facing a life behind bars in India. This allegation was made after Geeta Devi, a resident of the Kathua district of Indian-administered Kashmir, reported the bird painted pink and carrying a coded ring tagged to its foot, flew into her home Sunday night.
Yes.
The Indian Border Security Force passed the pigeon on to the police, who launched an investigation and logged the animal as a pack suspected spy.
Weird.
Yeah, this is an odd story, and it showed up in a whole bunch of different places. This is from the BBC.
And why would you paint the bird pink?
I don't know.
Guess all pigeons look alike, but I think if they had a ring around them, you would know.
Don't be birdist. All pigeons look alike.
Well, they were very concerned that this pigeon was going to be part of a coup.
That got the ace nod of approval.
No, this story is from the BBC. This is a legit news story.
Well, we didn't think it was fake.
When I first saw it, I thought, oh, this is fake.
We don't do fake news here. Come on.
I mean, this is unbelievable.
I wonder how it was spying.
Who knows?
Did it have a recording device on it?
I don't know. Did they?
I don't know.
It says authorities in India say the bird had a ring in one of its legs with a code they're attempting to decipher. In today's world, you need to use a pigeon to... I mean, I know they used to do that back in the day.
Thinking they could use a drone? What?
A tiny camera involved?
Interesting.
Who knows?
Apparently, they are interrogating it. We have video of a pigeon being waterboarded. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Well, they've nicknamed the pigeon Rosenberg. That's a 50-0 spy joke.
Yeah, we got that.
That's probably not really working, is it? Well, thank you very much. Now, coming up, we're going to talk with comedian Jimmy Schubert. An old friend of yours, right?
Oh, yeah. My old Philly buddy.
And a guy famous on this show for his discussion about the chicken omelet.
Right.
Right now, I want to talk to anybody out there. If you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, you know it's pretty awkward. You don't want to go see your family doctor. You don't want to deal with it, but you want to deal with it. That's where Roman comes in. Our friends at Roman have spent years building a digital platform that'll connect you with a doctor, and a doctor licensed in the USA, licensed in your state, as a matter of fact, all from the comfort of home. Roman makes it convenient to get the treatments you need right from your house. Just grab your computer, grab your phone, and complete a free online visit at getroman.com/wood. You will hear back from a U.S. licensed physician within 24 hours. And then if a doctor determines that there's a treatment that is right for you, your medication will be shipped right to your door. By the way, they feature free 2-day shipping. Also, free unlimited follow-ups with your doctor anytime if you have questions or want to adjust your treatment plan. It's getroman.com/wood. So if you're struggling with ED, stay home and go to getroman.com/wood for the free online visit and free 2-day shipping. Getroman.com/wood. Free online visit, free 2-day shipping. Get part of your life back. You deserve it. When we come back, it'll be comedian Jimmy Schubert. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, 24/7. Oh, yeah.
Hey, don't forget, coming up after the Bob and Tom Show, right here on Bob and Tom 24/7, Ace Cosby is your host for Bob and Tom's Work Farce. All the fun without really that much effort. Keep your smile going all day and keep your coworkers or family guessing what you're up to as you roll through this Friday, May 29th with us right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. More of the show coming up.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. You know what Alice Cooper's been doing to pass the time during social isolation? Tap dancing. Cooper tells Billboard magazine he's got a friend who does a tap dancing class online every Wednesday, so he and the whole family do the class on plywood in the backyard. Alice Cooper says his wife and daughters are professional dancers, so they're way ahead of him, but, quote, every Wednesday is tap night. Cooper also has just released a single called Don't Give Up. Harry Connick Jr. and his daughter, filmmaker Georgia Connick, lead an all-star celebration for essential workers during the outbreak. The Connicks traveled from Connecticut to Louisiana in an RV to hear the stories of people keeping our country moving during the pandemic. The Connicks had a minimal crew and extensive safety precautions. Among the performers on the special are John Fogerty, Dave Matthews, Tim McGraw, and Branford and Wynton Marsalis. The special, called United We Sing, a Grammy salute to the unsung heroes, will air June 21st on CBS. Actors Rosie Perez and Chris Rock will star in ads urging New Yorkers to wear face coverings and to get tested for the coronavirus now that testing is more widely available. Rock joked he was tested before yesterday's news conference with Governor Andrew Cuomo and added, quote, I got a 65. He admits he doesn't confront people he sees on the street who aren't wearing masks. Instead, he said he gives them a nice side eye. And that's your news I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
If like a really attractive woman is at a party and you go, hey, chick, look over there. That woman is blank. What would you say?
Hot, but Chick and I have a way of talking with each other where I will say, how are we supposed to live now?
We'll look at each other, and we'll go, what the hell are we supposed to do?
How are we supposed to walk around the world?
Yeah.
Or we'll say, I'll look at him and go, well, I can't be held responsible for my actions.
And Josh is up the game with, he'll go, well, she'll learn to love me.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7. It's not on air, it's online.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Comedy, guests, Bob and Tom exclusives, and it's here on the internet. Bob and Tom 24/7.
We have another call?
We do? Okay.
Good morning, Bob and Tom Show.
I'm Honest Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie.
This guy's doing, man.
Good, man.
Is this that flute dude, man?
Yeah,
it's the flute dude. Flute man Greg. He actually plays the clarinet.
Flute man, did you really wrestle?
Yeah, I wrestled, yeah.
You know Joe Emmert?
I don't know Joe. Should I know him?
He beat Matt Puckett, man. They both won state. I swear to God they did.
Wow,
really?
That's
I heard you guys talking about cemeteries.
Yeah?
Some of my best sex happened in cemeteries. I swear to God, talk about being laid to rest, man.
I hope the girls were alive.
That's why they call it a headstone, Christy. That's crazy, man. Do that again.
I got one of those.
Yeah?
You know, the calls on the phone, the guy's selling you something or trying to get donation.
Right.
He actually used this word. Is this the man of the house? Is this 1952? Yes, it is the man of the house. I'm lounging on the divan with a highball. Why do you insist on calling during
21 Q95, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you, guys. It'll be a quick forecast from Christy Lee.
Q95, Fox 59 weather. Still a threat from showers and thunderstorms till midday. Then clearing. Look for a high of 74. Sunshine for the weekend. Saturday, Sundays. Both days highs right around 70, 71. 65 right now.
Thank you very much, Christy.
You're welcome.
Just a little stretching in here by mistake. We're going to hook up with comedian Jimmy Schubert in a matter of seconds, I hope. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We are worldwide on American Forces Radio, coast to coast at a bunch of great radio stations. And let's see now. There we go. I can see him over there on the big screen. Comedian Jimmy Schubert has joined us. Not sure where you are.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, where are you, Jimmy?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay, I like the hat.
Thank you.
Is that
That's to hide my... Yes, fedora. It's to hide my quarantine hair. I need a haircut.
Okay, well, boy, fedora was a sensitive subject on this show yesterday.
Yes, it was. We brought it up again.
Probably shouldn't bring that up, apparently. Now, I want to introduce you to one of your old friends is here with us, Jimmy. Comedian Pat Godwin is on the big screen over there. Can you see Pat?
Patty Godwin, yay!
Hey, Shuby! I love
How are
Jim
you,
Shuby.
pal?
I'm doing good.
Hey.
You look good. You staying safe?
Yeah, I was just in a fetal position underneath my coffee table working on a callus on the roof of my mouth with a loaded
revolver. Jimmy Schubert's new special is called Zero Tolerance, available now for download on iTunes, and it's streaming on all the usual services. You may recognize Jimmy Schubert. I remember, what was it, The Italian Job?
Italian Job, 1 hour photo, Coyote Ugly. You got a new one coming out called Puppy Love with Hopper Penn, Michael Madsen, and Roseanne Arquette's in this. And so it's but the new album dropped May 15th, so it's available on iTunes and all other digital platforms.
Now, being a stand-up comedian right now, not a lot of places to stand. So
No, unfortunately not. We were deemed non-essential. I actually think we are essential. I think laughter, especially now, is more necessary than ever. I think, I hate to say the new normal. I'm doing like a drive-in show, like June 4th, 5th, and 6th. I'm going to Rochester. We're doing like a parking lot show to benefit some of the women's shelters up in that area.
Oh, great.
Because during the quarantine, they're full. And on June 18th to the 21st, I'll be in Phoenix at Rick Bronson's House of Comedy. They're going to do they're doing social distance seating. So in a room that seats like 250, there'll probably be about 75 people.
Oh, Pat, you're used to that.
That's normal for me.
Yeah, that's the draw. That's it. You no longer have to be a draw in this business. That's right. They're good numbers.
Jimmy Schubert is our guest, and once again, his new special, Zero Tolerance. You can get some laughs if you're stuck at home from Jimmy. Jimmy's a veteran stand-up comedian and actor. And I was talking to Josh off the air. I'm trying to remember. Was your dad a cop?
Yeah, my dad was a Philly homicide detective for about 25 years. He worked in he finished his career in major crimes there in Philadelphia. So it was like you couldn't get away with anything when I was a kid.
Yeah. And you did.
No, we really couldn't. It was like living with Lieutenant Columbo. I hate to bother you. Let me ask you a question. But guys, we would take $20 out of his sock drawer, walk around with baseball cards and bubble gum, and my dad would. Anybody see that 20? No, we didn't see it. Come over here. Let me ask you a couple questions. But hopefully we'll get back to this comedy thing soon. Hopefully, I think people need it more than ever. Because I was taking one of those online sign language things. These sign language people are everywhere now.
Yeah.
During these times of crisis, those people always work. No, you see them. They distract me from the main guy. They should put the guy up there. And they make these. They're very animated. They make crazy faces. I said to my brother, I see the faces they're making. He goes, your fingers, you'd be making faces too if your fingers were full of crap and you had to put on this. I was like, yeah, but in a pinch, I'm going, Jesus, when are people going to start listening to Nostradamus? I mean, this guy's like 90%, Nostradamus. In a twin year, a great flood will come. Somebody read the quatrains. He predicted World War I. He predicted World War II. He predicted Hitler, except he called him Hister. He was one letter off. At least I hope he was talking about Hitler. I hate to think there's any Hister out there coming along. When everybody, oh my God, here comes Hister. Guy's going to make Adolf look like Jimmy Robbins.
I don't think we have to worry about that. I have noticed that, and I don't know what the rule is. I mean, obviously, it's very important to be communicating to those that have hearing issues. I assume they also probably, do they have someone frantically typing if you have the...
For closed captioning?
Closed captioning?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So, but it's necessary to have both, apparently?
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting? I watched a guy that they had two guys. There was a thing going on in Canada. They had a guy in English, and they had a French guy. And I go, well, that doesn't make any sense. The sign language is a universal language, I thought. Those guys should have looked like synchronized swimmers. Like they were so far apart. I go, these guys ain't saying the same thing. I mean, it was like, you know, the one guy was like a white guy at a wedding. He had like 3 moves, you know, and the other guy, I don't know what. I go, this is supposed to be a universal language. What are these people doing?
I have no idea.
It's very distracting. I think they ought to put the sign language guys on the main podium and put the people off to the side that are just talking regular, because, you know, they steal the limelight every time. You can't open your eyes, always invert to the guy in the corner.
Jimmy Schubert is our guest. A great observation, Jimmy. Let's urge everybody to check out Zero Tolerance, Jimmy's latest project. It's a new hour available for download on iTunes, et cetera, et cetera. It's great talking to you, Jimmy. You look good.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Thank you, guys.
Want to see you live and in person as soon as you're back on the road.
Yes, absolutely, man. You guys stay safe, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for having me on.
Bye, Jimmy.
Jimmy Schubert, famous on this show for his discussion about chickens and omelets. God, he is funny.
Yes.
That is. Now, I don't know the answer to that. Is that, in fact, the truth? Is that a universal?
Well, you've got, if you speak English, you don't necessarily speak French. I don't know. Maybe they have to have.
Yeah, but I thought all sign language, like you said, was universal too. That's interesting.
Yeah, you know it's bad though, because sometimes I'll watch and then when they do that thing where they pretend they've got a noose in their hand, they pull it up and move their head like this. You know, wow. I don't know what the governor just said, but this looks like we're in for some really bad stuff. I do remember going to a comedy show.
Yeah.
And there was a sign language person it was at a big theater. There was a sign language person on the side of the steps. And
yeah, I've done them.
Pretty soon,
we did a Bob and Tom show like that.
Yeah, pretty soon the comedian was
tour show.
Talking with the sign language person directly and wanted to know if certain terms, you know, what's the sign for
exactly, and they have to do it.
Yeah, and pretty soon they were doing the broomstick handle up and down thing. Imagine where that went. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get back to the news desk.
Do you have Today in History?
I do. I
have a couple of things.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. On this date in 1917, John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born.
Oh.
Yep. Man, that's hard to believe. He'll always be young looking to us, won't he? In 1953, Mount Everest was conquered by Sir Edmund Hillary of New Zealand.
And there are computer programs where we could probably see what JFK looked like.
Yes, of course.
What about
Tenzing Norgay? What?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, I wasn't done.
Tenzing doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, they were the first climbers to reach the summit.
And I forgot about the guy carrying all the stuff.
Yeah, poor Tenzing probably did all the work.
If Sir Edmund's carrying a couple of tea bags, well, I say.
Hurry it up, Tenzing. Chop, chop.
I've got some other stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Henry's birthday.
Oh.
Let's see. We have. Here we go. Do you know who this is, Christy? Leslie Towns Hope?
No.
Bob Hope. Born in 1903.
Whoa.
So, let's see. You got the great race car driver Al Unser, born in 1939 on this date. And the tremendous musician Danny Elfman.
Oh, yeah.
Boingo, Boingo, and then the wonderful movie scores he's done.
Dead Man's Party.
I love Dead Man's Party.
Noel Gallagher, one of the Fighting Gallagher brothers.
Yes.
He's the more sane of the two.
Yeah.
Oh, is there one saner than the other?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Liam is nuts.
I got you.
I can't keep them straight.
No.
Oh, Carmelo Anthony's 36 today.
Who?
Carmelo Anthony, the great NBA player.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Tosh. Oh, gosh,
who's that guy?
Daniel. Let's dig up some. Daniel. We'll get the great comedian, born in 1975.
Gosh.
And it was his birthday when Patrick Henry gave the famous speech about the Stamp Act. If this is treason, make the most of it.
Mm-hmm.
Very fired up because he just had birthday cake. Sure. I think we've established that on the show. That birthday cake is always good.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is an odd one. On this date in 1942,
yeah,
Bing Crosby recorded White Christmas.
On this date?
Yep. It's one of those things. Most Christmas music is not recorded at Christmas time.
Oh, that would you have to get it out and print it and stuff, don't they?
Sometimes studios they'll bring in a tree in the middle of July and get everything all Christmassy. But that was recorded then. And then, so am I getting this straight? Tenzing Norgay, it was his birthday when he reached the top of Mount Everest.
It was? I don't have that, but wow.
Yeah, he was born in 1914.
Huh.
And he got there before Edmund, right?
Not quite sure.
I don't know.
Was he the first one to the top? Did he? Was there some kind of
I don't know
exchange of
my amount. I'll look it up.
We've come all this far. I'm putting the pack down. I'm going to get 10 steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, it's interesting that also, speaking of Al Unser, his son, the great Al Unser Jr., won the Indy 500 on this date in 1994. Happy birthday.
On his dad's birthday, no less.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? Is this, we have a few thoughts here from the great Daniel Tosh. Okay, Daniel's a tremendous comedian. You'll see him on TV all the time, and this is when he was here last time.
Daniel Tosh is our guest, and let's learn a little bit about you.
Well, I'm not very good with people. I live alone. I've never been good with people. Even when I was little, my imaginary friend would play with the kid across the street, and I'd be like, hey, I guess we'll meet up later. And he'd be like, whatever. I'm like, whoa, that's not necessary. I daydream about what I would do if I won the lottery, but I don't buy lottery tickets.
Right.
And I came up with opening a restaurant called Thank You for Calling, How May I Help You, if I win. And that's just so the employees have to go, thank you for calling, how may I help you, how may I help you, and whatever. It makes me laugh. And they get $1,000 an hour plus $500 every time they slap a customer in the back of the head. And I know what you're going to say. Well, I won't go there and eat. Yes, you will. The food's delicious. And everything on the menu is $2, but I'm going to make the tables a lot lower than the chairs. So people are like, this place is great, but why do we have to bend down so low to eat? This is really uncomfortable.
Anything else we need to know before you go, Daniel?
I love music, and I'm a purist. MTV, music, television, but they don't play music. How's that legal? What if everybody did that? Hey, thanks for calling Domino's Pizza. Yeah, give me 2 large pepperonis. We don't sell pizza. What? No, we just have raccoon hats and eye patches. Call a bookstore, stupid. They have a show, Cribs. That show should be called Want to Feel Like a Failure. Have you ever watched that?
Yes.
Little Romeo has an S-Series. He's 9. He has an S-Series Mercedes in the garage of his own house. Can you imagine peaking your career at 9? You know what his life's going to be like at 30? Still better than all of ours.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we could update that and find out how that's going.
Yeah.
A little bit of
doing all right.
A little bit of Daniel Tosh. Now, coming up, we'll be reviewing more interesting things in the news. Did you see this? I don't think I passed this one along. The ape body parts that were discovered in Germany.
You did not.
Sounds like a bummer. What the heck is going on?
The grisly find of an ape's hand and foot in a forest.
Well, which is it, a grizzly or an ape?
Grizzly or an ape? What make up your mind?
Jeez, Tom.
The cleanly severed limbs were discovered by a forestry agent's dog about a week ago.
Boy.
Police said after an examination of the limbs, it appears they belong to a chimpanzee.
Oh, boy.
So it's kind of a mystery. I don't know how.
And a real bummer.
Yeah, who cuts up a chimp?
Yes.
I hope maybe it's a mistake. Maybe there's some guy at a costume party with just a regular human hand sticking out of his thing. That's a hell of a costume.
Yeah.
Shame you only got the one glove.
The suit's missing.
We were talking about the best gift for Father's Day.
Yes.
When is Father's Day?
It's June 21st.
So we got a little bit of time to get ready for this.
About 3 weeks.
But I'd get on it right now because the thing that your dad wants the most, it's not a tie, it's not a card, it's not flowers. He wants steaks.
That's right.
And Omaha Steaks are the best. And Josh, you want to take this?
Oh, they're ready to deliver the world's best steaks and a huge variety of other favorites directly to your pop. Right now, Omaha Steaks offering Bob and Tom Show listeners access to a variety of amazing packages perfect for daddy. Go to omahasteaks.com, enter the code BTS into the search bar. You'll see all the great options available. Many include free shipping and, my goodness, free 1-pound packages of their perfectly cured, incredibly thick applewood smoked steak cut bacon.
That's right, steak cut bacon.
Oh, man, oh, man. Omaha Steaks, a variety of Father's Day packages include world-famous Omaha Steaks, naturally aged at least 21 days. Oh, tender, hand-carved to perfection. Burgers, franks, sausages, perfect for grilling. Premium poultry and pork. Cut by Omaha Steaks butchers, individually sealed for freshness and flavor. Tasty, easy-to-make side dishes, one-step family meals, artisan desserts, and much, much more. Look, I just had their lasagna, their meat lovers lasagna the other night. Good. Incredible. Make that an add-on for these Father's Day packages. Make Father's Day simple this year. Send Dad the gift he really wants. Perfectly aged Omaha Steaks. Get free shipping and free steak cut bacon with select packages. Visit omahasteaks.com. Type BTS, Bob Tom Show, in the search bar for the best Father's Day gifts today. That's omahasteaks.com, BTS.
Dad, you want a banjo or do you want Omaha Steaks? I'd like the steaks. I'd never thought of it that way. Your dad wants steaks. OmahaSteaks.com. We're coming right back. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Add to or continue the conversation.
Hi, Chick McGee here at the old compound. And they want me to tell you about bobandtom.com, where you can join and be a Bob and Tom VIP. And all the swell stuff that you get to be a part of because you're a VIP.
What kind of stuff?
All sorts of things.
Like what?
There are club meetings, and there are decoder rings, and secret handshakes. And also go to bobandtomstore.com, where you can get Bob and Tom hats and sweatshirts, t-shirts, and shorts, socks. We have socks. I'm not sure about the socks. But bobandtomstore.com for Bob and Tom stuff, and then bobandtom.com to join the VIP. The VIP, you also get the Off the Air podcast. Come on by and visit, okay? bobandtom.com, bobandtomstore.com.
Allison, the Bob and Tom app available in your iTunes or Google Play Store. You can access a stream of classic bits on demand. Send us photos, videos, or audio messages. Tune into your local station. Listen to Bob and Tom 24/7. And best of all, the app is free at your iTunes or Google Play Store. You can even set an alarm that'll wake you up with the show. Check it out today. Let your friends and families and coworkers know it's free and just sitting there waiting for them as well. The Bob and Tom app available in your iTunes or Google Play Store. We'll be back with the end of Friday's show right after this. I'm Mark Allison with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Chase Elliott capped a busy stretch for NASCAR by winning the Alsco uniforms at Charlotte Motor Speedway yesterday, finishing 2.2 seconds ahead of Denny Hamlin. Elliott reeled in Kevin Harvick with 27 laps remaining and closed out his first Cup victory of the season. Ryan Blaney third, followed by Ricky Stenhouse and Kurt Busch. The rain-delayed event closed a frantic 12-day period that featured 4 Cup races, 2 each in North and South Carolina. Organizers have canceled the Boston Marathon for the first time in its 124-year history due to social distancing requirements of the coronavirus outbreak. The race had endured through 2 world wars, a volcanic eruption, and a previous pandemic. The race draws a field of 30,000 and had already been postponed from April 20th to September 14th. Organizers determined that it would be canceled for the first time in its 124-year history. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell hopeful coaches will be able to return to their team facilities by next week. Goodell also said during the owners' conference call the virtual offseason is being extended for 2 more weeks. NFL Executive Vice President of Communications, Public Affairs, and Policy Jeff Miller said the league's first consideration is, of course, the health and safety of the public and the players and the employees and the people who will be participating. There you have it, your sports update for Friday. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Comedy via your computer. Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom, 24/7.
The following commercial announcement has been paid for by Curly Johnson Industries.
Have you spent a fortune on expensive hair dyes and rinses trying to regain that youthful appearance you once enjoyed, only to find that the hair on your head no longer matches the unattractive gray hair found in your pubic region? Hey, no one wants to go gray down there. And now you don't have to. Introducing Puberts, the first pubic hair color treatment system. Hi, I'm Chick McGee for Puberts. Puberts, you'll think you've died and gone to heaven.
Honey, I'm running late for work. Have you seen my boxer shorts?
Do I have to do everything? Can't you... Hey, wait a minute. My goodness, Tom. Say, have you lost weight? You look great. Listen, I've got some time to kill. Could you help me remove my big brassiere? I really feel like a massage.
Thanks, Pubert.
Later that same day.
Hey, great racquetball game, Tom. Say, you're looking great. Have you been working out?
You know, we're looking for a new vice president of operations. Why don't you stop by my office this afternoon and we'll talk about that promotion? Thanks, Schubert.
Mother Nature had her way. Now your pubes are going gray. No need to go gray down there. Hubert's is for pubic hair. Hubert's.
My youthful look is back.
Hubert's.
My pubic hair is black.
It's Puberts! And thanks to our crack research team, Puberts is now available for the ladies. Girls, how many intimate moments have been spoiled when that special someone notices the cuffs just don't match the collar? With Puberts' easy-to-use match-your-patch color system, you'll be coordinated from top to bottom. So snatch a bottle off the shelf today.
Hubert's.
The guys, they all respond. My pubic hair is blonde.
That's Puberts. Now you don't have to be afraid of dying. A product of Frigamall Industries, Flatbush, New York.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
When I was in the Navy, one of my favorite jokes was like I used to fly this radar plane, and we'd go up for these really long, boring missions in the middle of the night. So get a new guy in the squadron, you know, I'd go up with him and say, hey, middle of the night, if you want to take a nap, go ahead. So he'd doze off. While he's asleep, I would go ahead and run. I'd like hit the circuit breaker, pull the circuit breaker so the fuel gauges go to zero.
Uh-oh.
Then I would act like I was asleep.
944 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much, the legendary Ace Cosby. Christy Lee has the forecast.
A little bit of rain, but then it'll clear up later this afternoon into this evening and be great for the weekend. Our high today will be 74. Sunshine all weekend with highs in the low 70s at 66 now.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. Free Gas Friday means healthcare workers, first responders, while supplies last. It's a special offer, courtesy of the convenience stores of Speedway and Chapman Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Details at Q95.com. Also, I want to teach Alexa how to turn on this radio station. Say, Alexa, turn on the Bob and Tom Show on Q95, please. It's that simple. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. We have a little bit of a different operation going right now because the chicks are not feeling well today. So let me go around the horn. There's Ace Cosby at the OmahaSteaks.com Ace Cosby joke of the day. Brought to you by Omaha Steaks Desk. That's a mouthful. Christy Lee's still at the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Got a couple more bits of news coming from the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. Josh in the OrangeInsoles.com sidekick chair. Mm-hmm. This is Tom. That's Pat Godwin over there. He's in the next room. And, of course, the legend himself, as I mentioned, Ace Cosby. Now, a couple more quick stories. Christy, what have you got over there?
When schools open in Los Angeles County eventually, students will be required to wear face masks at all times. This is a plan that was released on Wednesday. It includes the use of mandatory face masks, a limit of 16 students per classroom, staggered schedules, and other measures. School lunches would be served in classrooms instead of cafeterias.
Oh.
Hallways will be one way only, and each student would be assigned one ball to play with alone at recess.
Oh, my God.
So you throw it and then dodge it?
I have no idea.
Man, oh, man.
I heard about this yesterday.
They have to do what they have to do, but that just sounded so sad.
Yeah, we're playing hide and seek, except I can't look for you.
Yeah. I remember when I was in school, I got in trouble for playing with my balls by myself.
Red Rover, stay there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that sad?
The good news is limiting the classroom to 16 students. That's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes. Well,
can't they give them kids 3 balls so they can at least learn to juggle?
Yeah, no joke.
Something.
Oh, there you go. That's putting a positive.
My son told me yesterday that he was immune, so he'd have to worry about all this stuff.
Oh, is that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I said, Jimmy, you're not immune. None of us are immune yet.
Dental practices in England are set to reopen June 8th.
Why?
The British Dental Association welcomed the restoration of routine dental care services, but said all practices were different and we'll need to move at different rates. So,
ever notice the word dentifrice?
Yes.
Yeah.
The only time you ever hear that is in the commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
4 out of 5 dentists surveyed recommended as a decay preventive dentifrice. That's I used to live in England, and they had that on their toothpaste there.
Really?
When they say 4 of the 5 dentists, they mean all of them. Just the 5 guys. Not known for their dental hygiene, apparently.
And theme parks in Japan have asked visitors not to scream on roller coasters as they reopen. Park operators have released safety guidelines to reduce the spread of coronavirus. Visitors will be asked to wear masks, of course, and roller coaster riders are asked to refrain from vocalizing loudly.
Come on.
Social distancing will be maintained by park staff, including those dressed as animals, superheroes, and even ghosts in the haunted houses. Japan's best-known theme parks, Tokyo Disneyland and Universal Studios Japan and Osaka, are still closed, and no opening date has been announced for those.
But Disney World in Orlando is getting ready to open, right?
In July, correct.
And I know that I heard that they rehired everybody except for Sneezy.
Poor Sneezy.
Quite risky, yeah.
He's
Unemployment.
He's on leave. So on a roller coaster, wouldn't your face mask fall off?
Probably not.
No.
My glasses stay on some coasters. I gamble every now and again.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I always take mine off.
Yeah, my really nice Ray-Bans are somewhere at the bottom of the beast. There's Alan. Okay.
And on this vein, the Czech National Museum in Prague has put face masks made during the pandemic on display. The Czech government mandated citizens wear masks in public back in March, which led many to create their own. And, of course, because there was an initial shortage, so they had to do that. Some of the masks featured in the exhibit were made by leading fashion designers. Others are the handiwork of those who are creative home crafters.
You see this? You see the picture?
I did not. I'm going to look this up.
All the artwork is socially distanced. Like the Last Supper, and each guy's like 10 feet away.
Oh,
the waiter is pissed. Jesus wants more wine. Great. It's 100 yards all the way. This portion of the Bob and Tom Show features what we learned on today's show.
Things we learned, sponsored by Grainger. Delivering the products to keep your facility running is what Grainger does best. They've been doing it for 90 years. Visit Grainger.com for whatever you need, whenever you need it. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, Grainger, thank you very much. Let's see now. We learned today that the deer lose their antlers or something. I missed the whole thing about that.
Yeah, they shed them in the summer.
Yeah, I got here and didn't realize I'd left my car running.
My God, what's in the air this week?
Quite a while.
I did the same thing.
Well, I noticed that eventually I was coming back from putting cream in my coffee. I said, why are there lights on out there? Oh, that's my car. Okay. Let's see. The Boston Marathon, sad news, it is canceled.
Yeah.
For the first time in 120 plus years. They will be doing some kind of a virtual, you can, if you were signed up for it, you can get some kind of kit with your own finish line.
Right.
Which is a drag. You know, you were going to do it this year, right?
I was, yeah. This was my year.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Let's see now.
You're talking about the Boston Market Marathon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
More eagle photos available online, by the way, from the eagle that lives right near the radio station.
That's right.
Keeping track here. Let's see. Donnie Baker apparently has issues with math. That was something very, very confusing about. He was talking about the Tom Brady car.
Yeah.
Which he bought it for $350,000. It's an all tricked out Escalade, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's got television sets and it's got an extra high roof and it's extra long. He's selling it after, 17,000 miles or something?
It has 13,000 miles on it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow. But he bought it for $350,000. He wants to sell it for $300,000.
Correct.
Huh.
Correct, sir.
Is there a deflation joke here?
Yes, somewhere.
I'll think of it. Okay. A guy broke into a bank in order to allegedly heat up his Hot Pockets. I think the guy has some mental health issues. But that's what he claims, and the cops arrested him somewhere in California. This is interesting to me. Sale of gum and breath mints way down. Apparently because a lot of people aren't going to the traditional grocery store.
Yeah, and usually grab those while you're waiting in line.
Curbside.
Mm-hmm.
The other good news, if you're a fan of Necco wafers, this is what's called narrow casting. They're coming back.
Great.
If you go online, you can find out exactly where and when they'll be available. But Necco wafers have been gone for a couple of years. We found out that the oldest thing in my refrigerator is, what's it called, Leah and Perrins?
Lee and Perrins,
Lee and
yes.
Perrins is,
Lee and Perrins, Worcestershire, Worcestershire, however you say it.
But Josh, the oldest thing in your refrigerator, tequila.
Yeah. Every now and again, I like to, knock a shot back or whatever. But
okay. My son Willie is 27 years old, which I forgot.
I had no idea.
I can't keep track of all these things. And Allie Breen, we had a great letter. The roommate's boyfriend finishes with a Tarzan yell.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should get the recording of that.
I'd love to hear
nice. And his girlfriend's name is Jane. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Keep us with you at all times. Get the Bob and Tom app now at your app store. State law.